Hey guys, welcome to episode 200 of 4Play Animecast. Yes, it is 200 episodes in. I personally thought that, it's been a long freaking time and I didn't think that we would make this far, but we did.
Guy's a
We
doubter.
are
This guy's a doubter.
yeah. uh we are planning on doing a sidecast with the members here and just doing a retrospection, date and full content to be updated, but we will plan on having it in the upcoming weeks. But for this one, we are trying to dive straight into the summer 2022 reviews because the Japanese anime industry waits for no man. But again, I am your host, Aspire. Here we are my three compatriots, thankfully. Dark,
Hello.
Near,
Hi.
and very welcome back, Toast. Toast.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's gone, Jim. But he is here with us today, thankfully. And I guess we should just start off right with the 2 weeks. I guess I'll go first, just real quick. Again, nothing too much going on. Again, it was, I mean, the last 2 weeks was, at least for Americans, last week was 4th of July. So, had some fun
Yeah.
times there.
Yeah, I heard you guys had lots of fun.
Yeah, hearing
Double the fun,
fireworks
even.
fireworks all the way from, June like 25th or so all the way to all the way to, July 8th. Always a fun experience, right? You're like, you're it's like 12 in the afternoon and you just hear like and you're like, "Huh, it is Thursday, the 7th of July. I should not be hearing those sounds in my backyard." But
Well, at the very least, it's not gunshots.
that
So,
is true.
Yeah.
There was also that reminds me of that news where there was a mass shooting on 4th of July itself
two of them.
in somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah, two of them.
it's just fucking silly, honestly, at
Wait,
this
near,
point.
near. How are you on? Isn't there supposed to be a internet
Yeah,
shortage?
Yeah.
yeah.
Internet show.
Yeah, we're
Well,
running
Near will
out.
get to
We're
that.
running
Near will
out.
get
Oh,
to that in his
shit.
2 weeks. Yeah, yeah. Near will get to that in his 2 weeks. But I'm sure he wants to do a little bit of a spiel about it when it comes
Oh,
around.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that,
Did
I
you?
haven't had. Oh yeah.
Nothing.
Well, again,
I
yeah.
was
Near
just
will
gonna
probably
say,
cover
I sure love Death Stranding.
it.
Yeah.
But anyways, a bunch of really shitty uh global news aside, I personally
Global.
had a
What happened?
what?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. A
Global
lot,
news.
I mean,
A
not just
lot, a
that,
lot
but
of
a
shit has
lot of
I
happened.
was just gonna
yeah.
say, isn't that
In,
just Japan? That's not global.
in the UK and like elsewhere as
Yeah.
well. But
What happened in the UK?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the
Boris
UK.
Johnson resigned.
It's been a really good, it's been a really solid couple of weeks.
yeah, for the
Yeah.
world. But anyways, global events aside, I personally had finally a week break from work where I visited my family. I wanted to come back sooner, but you know how parents are. They're just like, oh, well, just like how dare you only stay like a couple days and then dip, and it's like, oh, okay. So I ended up staying an entire week, and it was okay. It was quiet, nice, and now I'm back. So that's been pretty much my past 2 weeks. Pretty quiet, but that's about it. And I will pass. Oh yeah, I mean, again, in anime stuff, I haven't been up to too much recently. Just been getting into the new season. Um, I read a little bit more of like the web novels related to like the Isekai from like last season, like the Otome game and stuff like that. I don't know. I just like strangely got into them for some reason, but I am continuing to read them. So that's pretty much that. But that's been pretty much my 2 weeks. And what about you, Dark?
I've been doing getting back into what was it? I mean, I got back into Genshin a while ago, but I've been getting back into like Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Getting a little bit back into is it Final Fantasy 14 now that Mir and I can play together again with data center travel. Trying to think of really what else. Rewatched what's it called? Like all of Joshin Chan's
Ruby?
content. No, no, I've not. That's not today. Not doing that this week, thank God. But yeah,
Why are you
rewatched a
watching
lot of
Josh and
Joshin
Chen?
Chan. Because season 3's out now.
You like that first episode with the collab? I do.
Yeah, it's kind of weird,
Joshin
really
Chan is
bizarre
good.
to see Hatsune Miku in that. Yeah, it's also been kind of weird because like they kind of I feel like there's been like a slight style change. Everything seems a bit more. I don't know if I would say polished. It's a lot
Yeah,
like trying to think of what the word would be.
they have budget. Is
Yeah, I mean it's like a different style. It's a little bit like shinier, stuff like that.
Director change or the chief animator?
No, it's the same director, same studio, same everything. I'm pretty sure. So
Don't know.
yeah, it's just definitely weird. So that's been interesting. First episode was pretty good. So you know, it's pretty cool. Kind of weird because they like reintroduced a new character that was in the like that episode of season 2. So
Mhm.
but that show's kind of got just a big history with that anyway, considering one of the main characters like encounters wasn't even in the anime. So, but yeah. For those that are in the know, Pekora, the first angel in the show, literally like doesn't have her like scene where she shows up and loses her halo in the show, only
Yo,
in
I
the
love
manga.
VTubers, dude.
So yeah, though actually I should say I still to this day do not know if her name is supposed to be Pekora or Pekola. Everything
I think
subs
it's
it with
they.
an L.
No, I think it's
It's me,
Pecora
Picola.
because I mean, well, at the end of the day, like the real answer is it doesn't really matter. But
Yes.
then, for the most part, in my opinion, the
Matters to
standard
me,
romanization,
Spire.
the standard romanization is probably with an R, just because you want to default to the
Okay,
Japanese
racist.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
you know,
Just compare it to the other Pecora.
yeah. Well, yeah. That's a good
I
reference,
don't
to
know.
be honest. Yeah.
It looks like the same. Wait, no, it's. Let me see.
I mean,
No, it's
it's not an
different.
English name, so you're not really like,
Here, Spire.
you're
Here's
basing
your
it off the Japanese pronunciation, anyways. So
comparison.
no, I know it is. Yeah. So
Who's who?
yeah, it's with an R for me at least. But yeah, anyways.
So
Anything
she's
else,
Picola then?
Dark? Cool.
But yeah, so that's kind of been it. I kind of went through those like I don't know, it's fucked up. I probably rewatched them multiple times, like several, maybe 3
Mhm.
each. So I'm real
He loves it.
prepared for this new season. I do.
You're like a Lord of the Rings like fan that it's just like watching this stuff over and over again, but it's
Yeah,
with
it's just like
Justin. Yeah.
it's just like background noise at this point too.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so went through that. Went through some of their YouTube stuff to catch up because they did like they did those mini comic cartoon things, and those are fun. Um, and yeah, that's kind of been pretty much it. Started a new series to cover, and we will get to that.
All
Not
right.
Ruby. That's the hint.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. What about you, Toast?
What?
I guess anything
Weeks.
anything
Been busy
did
with
you
a
watch
lot of
anything?
stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
health-related issues.
Toast has been
Not. Wait, what?
Toast. Oh, I was just telling them. Toast has been, out and about, taking care of some real life stuff for the
Yeah.
past weeks.
Not me though, but related to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So did you manage to watch any like anime or like read like light novels or anything, or no?
I forgot.
Okay, that's fine. At least you do have
There's
something.
that one. There's that one show that I'm gonna cover, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the really
Toast,
cool one.
yeah.
The
I mean,
coolest even.
Toast has a couple of picks, for this season as well. Obviously, he'll probably catch up to them when he has the time.
Bunny Walker
as the
released some new
series.
spicy stuff that that's pretty good. I don't. It's Seika Jogakuin Konin Sao Oji-san 1 and 2.
2 of them.
2 of them, yeah. Second one has the athletic girl, so that was with the mask, so that was cool.
Yeah. So it'll be, but yeah.
What is
So,
that? What does that title translate to, Spire? I can't read Japanese.
what is it? Which one is it?
Seika Jogakuin Konin Sao Oji-san. There you go.
Wait, son?
There you go. What's this?
Oh. Oh boy.
What is it? What?
Can I? This is a hentai series, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said Bunny Walker.
Oh, I don't know what Bunny Walker is, so that's
Bunny
why.
Walker
Oh.
also
Yeah.
did.
Okay, dude.
Okay, Spire.
I apologize. I just need to hide some of my secrets. All right.
Spire,
But
don't tell me you didn't watch Saimin Seishido episodes 1 through 6.
I
Side.
know that's hentai or the manga or the arrow manga or whatever, but I've not watched the
Okay,
OVA.
dude. Okay.
Yeah, never. Nope, never seen it. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
I have not watched that several times over. I swear.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have it bookmarked right now.
What about Kyonyu Princess Saimin? That's a good one too.
Fuck. But
But yeah, what does the
yeah,
title translate to? Because I don't know. I just watched
so
it.
so it's essentially just saying Seika Seiko Girls College or Women's College, Women's Academy,
That's correct.
whatever you want to call it, is um, official, I guess meat pole, meat pole, Oji-san is
Which
essentially
word is meat pole?
is
Conan?
Sao. It's Sao.
Oh,
No, Conan is it's
SAO.
official essentially.
SAO is meat pole. Damn.
Well, there's a lot of ways to describe it.
I guess that chapter 16.5 was true after all. Was it
Yeah.
16.5 or was it 12.5?
I have no idea. I don't know even know
That's
what you're
16.5.
talking about now.
Yeah. Okay, dude.
Okay, Spire.
Anyways, so
Spire, you don't know what the famous Sao chapter 16.5 is?
what? Oh, are you talking about like Sword
I
Art
know
Online?
the chapter.
What are you talking
I
about?
know that chapter.
Wait. What? Wait, are you talking about like Sword
That's
Art?
the Coomer chapter, isn't it?
Oh, really?
A year's worth, or no, 2
2
years worth.
years.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 of them.
God damn, the lonely beater. Anyways,
There was also that Liz chapter called "A Warmth of a Body." I didn't read that one.
oh my
Yeah.
god. Anyways,
It's a good series, I think.
yeah, Toast will cover his series in the upcoming minutes.
I remember. I also played Yu-Gi-Oh
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, nice.
because
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh's gone now forever.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
forever. Well, I don't know
R.I.P.
about
It's canceled.
yeah, But yeah, we'll
At
probably
least
go
we
over that
have
in the news
Yu-Gi-Oh!
session.
Go
Yeah.
Rush Duel? Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Toast. And last but not least, Nier, what have you been up to these past 2 weeks? Or rather,
Oh
not been up
boy,
to.
I've been having a bad fucking time. I can tell you that.
How was your
Um,
internet?
well, I'll get to that. So
Just you wait.
Hold on. What is this? Is Canada heading for a recession? CBC News.
yeah, everyone
Yeah,
is,
join
but
the club.
also, so Fate Grand Order, anniversary, NA anniversary, happened / is
Oh
happening.
yeah.
And Castoria came out, and
You get her?
I saved up a good 900-ish quartz, and then they gave out a bunch, so I had a bit over 1,000. And I didn't get her.
Oh,
So that's pretty cool. I was vibing pretty hard there. And then world events happened, and bad shit has been happening recently, just in the world in general. So I've been vibing with that pretty hard. And then a couple days ago, but Wednesday night, my internet cut out. I was like, huh, that's kind of weird.
Very nice.
So I went to bed, and then I woke up, and it was still gone.
Yeah,
And
you
then it
do.
was gone all day. And then it was gone well into today as well. And then when it came back, I find out that it was gone for almost all of Canada. So that's pretty cool
Again,
that
as you do, just
what was
casual
the cause?
countrywide outage.
they haven't said. They're probably not going to say either, to save face, but
Mhm.
yeah. So
Let me ask Near. Your internet runs under the water, right? Underground pipes?
Yeah, the internet pipes.
I mean, a lot of like big internet cables run under the water, yeah, and
Do you think
underground in general.
did something happen to the Niagara Falls recently?
No, I don't think. I don't think
Sure.
the
The water.
falls have split open. No, but
Do you think someone secretly cut the internet line underneath the Niagara Falls? That's where I'd
uh-huh,
search.
uh-huh.
Carmen
But
San
yeah,
Diego. Yeah.
so it was gone for a good like 30 something hours.
It's a long
For
time.
me at least. For some other people, it's been gone longer, and I think for some it's still not
not
up.
up. I'm pretty sure for
Um,
Sin it is not.
yeah, so that's really cool. Keep in mind that Canada is in the situation where for ISPs it's basically I don't know what the word is, a duopoly, like there's like two monopolies, right?
Yeah.
There's Rogers,
An
which is the one.
oligopoly generally, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
there's
if
the
you have
one.
two choices, it's not a monopoly.
Yeah. So there's Rogers, which is the one that went out, which I believe most people have, right? Rogers is based in Toronto. So most
Who is
businesses,
Roger?
I don't know. But most businesses use like a bit within the Toronto area, which is where majority of Canadians are. Uh, they use like Rogers for stuff like bank machines, card readers, like you name it, right? Um, so obviously when Rogers goes out, uh, a lot of things get fucked up.
Mhm.
You know, phone lines were down. People couldn't call emergency services if they needed them. Um, just
Damn.
a really bad look.
Mhm.
Wait, when was this?
This was yesterday, today. Yeah. Um, but yeah, not good. So that was very frustrating. Luckily,
What'd you do in the meantime?
I
Did you
played Monster Hunter. I played Monster Hunter
offline?
pretty much all day. Yeah. Um, I wasn't too I wasn't too impressed. But yeah, not a great couple weeks, if I'm going to be honest. I've been having
Join the club.
a bad time. Um, but yeah, you know, uh, at least Final Fantasy 14 has data center travel, so that's fun. Uh, got to hang out with some friends in Final Fantasy, so it's cool. But yeah,
Okay.
that's about it.
Pretty good, pretty good. And thank you, Nier, very much for your past 2 weeks. And I guess we'll just start right off. And I want to start us off with Dark. What do you have for us today?
I have something that I was hoping I wouldn't be correct about. I have Soredemo Ayumu wa Yosetekuru. I don't know how to say that.
uh,
Yosetekuru? Yosetekuru?
それでも歩む、それでも歩むは、それでも歩むは寄せてくる. When will Ayumu make his move is the localized title.
Yeah. So
So,
this is, unsurprisingly, if you have eyes and can see, by Takagi-san guy. And so what my fear was going to be that this was going to be very, 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 very similar. It sure is. And so this is about first year, Ayumu Tanaka quits the kendo club to join an illegitimate shogi club. And it's illegitimate primarily because it doesn't, like, there's only two members, which is Urushi and Ayumu.
Mhm.
So basically, they both face off in shogi, and he desperately well, not desperately, but it's very aloof seeming. But his determination is to win at least one match against her. And he sucks. So a lot of his moves, he plays extremely defensively, and he just does not win. So the sort of like, what would you say, like gimmick or like gauntlet that is run repeatedly seems to be more so that, Ayumu is a very defensive shogi player.
Right?
But sort of like the bit is he's extremely on sort of like offense when it comes to like hitting on or just like interacting with Urushi. He approaches it from a standpoint of like, I'm not being like aggressive or like I'm not flirting. I'm just saying like the truth. So I'll call her cute. I'll give her compliments, stuff like
I'm not
that.
I'm not flirting. I just want to have sex with you.
Yeah,
God.
I'm not flirting. You're just extremely beautiful. I swear. And her sort of thing is that she wants to get him to confess that he has feelings for her. But his sort of goal is, or deal he's made with himself is, he will admit that when he beats her in a game of shogi. Since he's bad, that's not going to happen for a while.
Mhm.
That's kind of like where the series is so far as
Can
a
I
sort of
have you
gauntlet.
read this have you read this manga before?
The fact that you're even asking me if I've read something is honestly
It's
ridiculous.
disappointing. Really
Um,
silly. I apologize.
yeah,
No,
That's
well, the reason
alliterated.
absolutely insane. Yeah,
the
no,
reason is
absolutely
because
not.
right now it's this classic like they're setting up like the two characters, right? But I'm curious as to whether they'll
There's
start checking in like
development.
well, no, not even that development. Fuck that shit. But I'm curious as to
Yeah, that shit ain't
Yeah,
happening, bro.
let's not get crazy.
yeah, I know. I talk about whether they'll check in like side characters as they do start checking side characters and like introduce like the family as they do in a lot of these series these days, or whether in my opinion, this would be a better unique twist is if they really keep it very concentrated, like just these two, and everybody else is like, whoever, like we don't give a shit, right?
I mean,
It would be actually cooler, in my opinion, if they just kept it to these two people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
judging from the Ma listing having like a ton of supporting characters, I'm gonna say no.
Fuck. God
there's
damn it.
there's like 4 other supporting characters listed.
Yeah.
Um, which
This is
is,
this
I mean,
series
I'm
also
sure
has
it's gonna be that many
a
cast.
lot of I don't want to say like new blood, but it's like a lot of people who haven't really like had a full like full breakout role yet, which is nice. So a lot of people who are kind of doing stuff, and then also in the middle Hanazawa Kana in the
Yeah,
middle
I
of it,
As you do.
casual.
and there she is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course, also the only supporting cast really introduced in the first episode as well. Got to get
Yeah,
that in
exactly.
there.
Yeah, you gotta hook them in.
The studios gotta get their fucking money with their otakus. Gotta get their otaku
Yeah,
views.
got to get
Okay.
that. Got to get that money's worth right there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
um,
Oh, she's also doing the theme song, by the way, I
Yep.
think.
yeah.
In the opening, yeah.
Also,
Anyways.
as you do. So,
Yeah. By the way, so this is a Silver Link. Okay, so this is a pretty classic like combination.
How it's so dark? How's the foreheads?
That's a
um,
good question.
I mean, it's pretty good, right? Like, it's
What
what
was
you
your rate
expect.
of
It's just the one, right?
Yeah, it's just the one, so it's not as extreme.
Yeah.
But is it a good
Um,
forehead?
yeah, pretty good. I mean, personally, I do also like the twin braids, so there's that too. But
Her eyebrows are too small, just saying.
yeah, I mean, listen. I never said there wasn't room for improvement.
Yeah.
Man,
But
how many series is this guy gonna get? Almost all of his series, all his forehead series have been animated by now. That what, three,
yeah, I
four?
mean, kind of nutty. But so yeah, I mean, I guess to get to more into it, the audio visuals are kind of like what you'd expect. They're fine. Like they're not lacking in any department. I would say where this series lacks in that regard is overall. I would have liked to have seen more. I don't know how to put it. Maybe like visual style things, like almost like a Kaguya-sama slash. What would we say? Maybe even
Hold on a second.
like Saki type things going on with the
Hmm.
shogi matches
Oh, okay.
because like right now it's like there's just kind of like nothing happened. Like there's really
But I
like it's
mean,
just conversation.
the thing is,
But
I mean,
they
again, I
they
haven't.
did do a little bit at one point, which is like why it's like, well, that's kind of a bit of a tease.
The thing is, though, like I haven't read the manga again, of course, but the shogi doesn't seem to be the focus of the series, right?
I mean,
it's like a very thin like backbone, quote unquote, quote unquote, right? Is sort of the backbone of the series, or is like a small thread that railroads the rest of the rom com plot. But to be sure, they're not going to focus on the shogi, in my opinion, right?
yeah, there's a lot of it though, right? Like there was at least like 4 instances of it during the first episode. And on top of that, it's like, the conversations during the match really aren't like super like engaging, I would say. I don't know. I'm just not really, I guess, like engaged with that kind of thing. Like I feel like it needs that. Like that sort of like extra layer to it for it to be like something more. Because what I was saying in the
I mean,
beginning
the
when
thing,
we
the issue is whenever they have shogi scenes, but whenever like they have the shogi scenes and even start talking about the shogi, it's just like the barest dips into it, and then
yeah,
like they immediately kind of go out. And
Yeah,
again,
I mean,
that's like signs that it's not
Is
really like a shogi, right?
is the shogi at least used as like a back and forth, like almost like passing the turn is like
Like
each
sometimes like
character speaking? Because
kind of.
I know like Sangatsu no Lion did that every once in a while because Sangatsu no Lion obviously is again not a shogi series, but the main character plays shogi professionally. So they did have scenes where one person would take their turn, and then while the other person while it was their turn, they would speak and it would sort of use it back and forth in that
well, that's
sense.
similar with like sake and stuff like that as well. And
Yeah,
like
but
for like they have
I
tea
mean
Yeah,
and
I'm
otherwise.
using Sangatsu no Lion as a more grounded um comparison
yeah.
because obviously
So
Sengoku no Lion doesn't have like sake scenes. You know what I mean?
yeah, so
That
the
is true.
thing, so they do that, and then they do have like some stuff like the thematic, like the defensive thing. He does like some castle, invincible like castle strategy, and then Udashi's like, yeah, that's certainly a strategy, but and he was like, well, honestly, I kind of only picked it because it said Muteki in the name, but she's like, yeah, unfortunately, that strategy kind of sucks. So that they do stuff like that. They do a back and forth during that, but I feel like even then, their conversations really aren't like anything crazy. Um, they're just kind of like typical conversations. They kind of run the same sort of deal where Ayumu is being defensive in his play in shogi, but his overall conversations with Ayumu is extremely like she describes it as like on the offense, where his compliments are just like constantly embarrassing her and getting her flustered. And the show does play with it sometimes as if like oh, is he gonna throw her off her game? But that never, like, he's so bad that it doesn't matter. Um, so there's some fun stuff with that. Like it does have fun stuff. Outside of that, it has slice of life moments, um, more semi romance moments, things like that.
Mhm.
But overall, it does kind of turn into, I feel, what I had feared with sort of the fact that this is kind of very similar to Takagi-san in a lot of ways, but less involved in that sense of there's not a lot of, there's none of like the contests, um, none of those like scenarios to really go through in order to, I guess, like
Well,
spice
what I
things
would
up in a way.
say, yeah. Well, what I would say is, and I was thinking about this literally in like the past 5-10 minutes while you're trying to describe it, or you're trying to describe what was going on with I right, and my and I watched some and I watched most of episode 1 as well, and my comparison would just be that with Takagi-san, it has the rom-com, but it doesn't emphasize. Well, I mean, it emphasizes the rom-com, but it's like it puts the main dialogue, the main sort of like standardized dialogue for the rom-com, kind of in the backseat, and then the focus is on the teasing rom-com part, like having the teasing setup, like oh, I'm gonna blow in your ears or do whatever joke or whatever the fuck it is, right? The same with that and like Nagatoro-san, like they like a similar vein, kind of like I'm gonna do this like weird setup, and that's like, in my opinion, that leads to a better setup where viewers can kind of focus on that a little bit more and get more value out of that, and that as a more unique, as a more uncommon slash unique experience. Whereas with Ayumu, it's not really juggling either of the balls in a super great manner. at the level maybe Takagi-san is, right? It might be doing the rom-com part okay, it might be pretty standard, and then it might be doing the shogi
You know,
part, okay, but then it's not really getting into like trivia, and so it's not really neither side of the series is really providing as much value as what Takagi-san is doing with the sort of the teasing setups, so to
Yeah.
speak,
what's the
right?
deal? What's the deal with this? What's the tag for this spire? The bullying tag?
Abuse?
Is
I
it?
don't
I
I
know.
mean,
Is
it's
Is
it?
it?
not. I mean, this is less even
I don't
teasing
know if
and
it has
bullying. It's
tags.
more so that his
It's the
mannerisms and his like straightforward again, like sort of on the attack or like offense like based, you know, demeanor. And just kind of like
but
putting things out
so
there
so
is
you
kind
so
of
you got
what gets her flustered more than
so you got what is this? What you got the actual teasing from Takagi-san? The
bullying of from Nagatoro.
what's the teasing in the freaking Kunoichi one? I guess boy teasing because there's no boys, but it's like, oh, I
Isn't
want
it
to see a
just them
boy.
being shy though? That's
Adolescent
like not
teasing.
even. I mean,
No, in what the Kunoichi one?
yeah.
It's all like, oh, you have to be segregated because the last time a boy and girl pair met up, they eloped, and they were like the prominent, the
I
most
think that's
prominent
just
students
called
there.
misandry, I believe.
And then this one, what is this? Is this Kaguya-sama style teasing where they both like each other but they won't admit it?
Um,
I mean, I don't think any of this is like
Not
really.
really. I mean,
You're
it's
trying to categorize too much as teasing. There's,
You,
I don't think like much of it is
I don't
really
know,
teasing.
Spire. I don't know, Spire. The demographic for all of this person's
it's kind
characters
of like
are all the
Kaguya-sama,
same.
but it's not so much that Ayumu won't pass really. It's just more so that or
He's
rather
dumb.
it is, but it's not really like both ways sense.
It's
Who would
not.
win
It's
in a
not
fight?
teasing because it's not like the idea is
Well,
that
I
I
mean, I
mean,
wouldn't describe. Yeah, I mean, I also wouldn't describe Kaguya-sama really as teasing either. So.
But teasing is the blue balls that we get from watching Rent a Girlfriend and being like, oh,
I think that's more cuckoldry,
that's
but
also a different sort of quote
wait,
unquote
what'd you say in here?
teasing. I think.
I think that's called cuckoldry more
Oh,
than teasing.
I thought you said I think that's called COVID, and I was gonna go like, is that the reason why?
COVID is still better than rental girlfriend.
Is
To be
that the
fair.
reason
Yeah,
why nothing's happening in Rental Girlfriend because they're afraid to touch each other through the pandemic?
I don't think
Yeah,
that's why.
absolutely. Social
That's probably a
distancing.
better reason. That's probably. Anyways, going back to, did you have anything else that you wanted to discuss, point out? Sorry about this series.
I mean, it's definitely like you can. Yeah, you can. Shocking. You can watch it.
Wow.
I'll allow it. But
I will permit. By the way, wait, who did Takagi-san? Did it was JC Staff? I'm really bad at this. Sorry, guys.
I
no,
don't
it's
think
probably Silver. I
so.
think it's probably also Silverlink, right? Like,
Wow, both he did both
did they not
Takagi-san.
do all of it?
Takagi-san, my anime list. It was Shine Animation.
Oh, well,
Oh,
It's weird.
yeah, okay,
And
okay, okay.
well,
both.
Konoichi
Okay.
Tsubaki, it was Cloverworks, so
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
he
they're
gets
all doing
around.
a good job at making it faithful. So,
Okay. Well, again, Silverlink is still a very classic pick for these sorts of series, so I'm not surprised at all. Maybe it would
I
have been
am.
nice if Shine could have taken it, but we can't have everything. But anyway, sorry. Just going back.
but yeah.
I'm not.
So, I think it's a pretty okay series for what it's doing, but it does
Yeah.
fall into that thing of like it feels like it's missing something, right? Like it
It doesn't get out of
feels
that
like
rut
it's
and go like,
too.
"Oh, I want to go back and watch this series. Oh, this is a special series." It doesn't really make you see
Yeah,
it.
it
Yep.
that's what I was saying. If it had like some cool stuff with like the shogi, if it had
Yep.
sort
Yep.
of the sort of like that gimmick like Saki or even just like Kaguya-sama's like style change thingies. I don't really know how to describe it. What would you say? And then like I don't know why I can't think of the actual name. Oh, Hyoka. Like stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Right. Where
So,
it really gets into detail with the mystery, and obviously the audio visuals help a lot as
well,
well.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the audiovisual, like style stuff that they did
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
Whereas, like Hyoka would be significantly worse, like if it didn't have that. If it
Or
was
even
just like
something
characters talking like
yeah, or even
to each
something like
other.
a Bakuto test to Shoukanshi, right? Bakuto test had the different like diagrams and like the mini like
Yeah.
things moving around and stuff like that. That was like you don't see that nearly as much in anime these days, like in a lot of rom-com these days. Just like
Yeah, and
the little details as well.
it helps. It definitely helps you like stay engaged so that it's not just like these characters sort of talking to
Blushing.
each other,
Yeah.
and like that's
Oh
the only
no.
thing you
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
essentially like
Yep.
engage with. I think
I
like it
definitely agree.
definitely would have been a lot better for me that it had really anything like that. But
Yeah.
unfortunately does not. Maybe it'll get better when it does introduce more of the cast, but realistically, I think the way to describe this would probably be like this kind of feels like this would be like a side cast or like the supporting like pairing in fucking Takagi-san. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like at that level where if you want to just like kind of like casually like watch something that would like fill that, then I would say this would be
Well,
something
try to
you can
fill that.
check out.
Try to fill that, right? I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean like
Um,
sort of like if you liked the supporting cast pairings and interactions in Takagi-san and you're like, well, I could do for a series that's like all this. Then that's kind of like what you'd get from here. So if you don't really want something like that, then this is not the series for you because it does not have a ton other than what it's presenting, like what it's kind of like showing you initially. At least so far.
right.
Maybe this supporting cast would kind of pick it up a bit, but I kind of doubt it just because it's like, really then like what are you even watching it for if like the main pairing is like pretty basic and then like the support cast is, oh, I don't know. Just a kind of like an okay series, but definitely nothing that I wouldn't say. I would say if I had to suggest you watch, you know, like would I say watch this before watching like checking out Takagi-san? Like no.
No,
Like
yeah.
absolutely not. Like
Yeah.
there's no real reason to do that, I would say. Um,
Okay.
I think that's kind of what I would leave it at.
All right. Well, yeah,
So
I
on
mean,
the forehead rating, what's your score?
Uh, Pretty mid, honestly. It's probably the weakest of all of them on because there's less.
because the hair, there's a hair as well. Yeah, like the front hair. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
like that, but
But
Ew.
what?
it does cover the forehead.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I don't
mean
know.
that. Yeah, I mean the overall hairstyle I like.
I don't know. I'd probably place Kunoichi Tsubaki top tier because she's got a ponytail.
I think you were talking about the forehead, right? And the forehead was the focus, but
Yeah,
anyways.
but she ties her hair all the way back, so it's full forehead plus the hair, the cowlick,
The hair
hairlick,
lick.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyways, thank you, Dark, for covering Soredemo Yosetekuru. Um, or When Will I Make His Move, I believe is the localized title. Again, this is by Silverlink. Not the same studio as the one that made Takagi-san. Takagi-san was made by Shinei Animation, but it was drawn, excuse me, the original material was drawn by the same author as Takagi-san. So if you want to see a little bit of forehead plus some standard rom-com, please do check it out. And with that, we'll move on right to Toast. What do you have for us today?
I got absolutely nothing because this show is also pretty mid. currently.
Well, we're it's the first episode of the season. We're
First
kind of
episode, nothing happened. I
what
guess
is the series you're
this is
covering,
this this
Chris?
is probably the slowest intro. Is it?
What?
Sure. I guess this is one of the slowest intros to an isekai ever. What did I watch? I watched Kuro no Shoukanshi. Translates
Black
to
Summoner.
Summoner of Black.
Summoner. Well, yeah, sure.
I
Um,
don't.
Goku Black.
I don't know about
Sessio
that one.
says Sessio says
Don't
MC looking like Aspen Karajo. I'm like, God
Damn.
damn it.
don't
That's
shoot him.
Oh, my God.
that's a bit too much.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, this is a series
Don't shoot him.
produced by Satellite, right? Light novel, web novel original. Is it light novel original or web
It's
novel
a
original?
web. It's a web novel.
Okay,
Original.
so it's a Shosetsu series.
It's a Shousetsu award winner.
Oh, that means that's very important. We know that that's a sign of quality. Just like how if you get like, hundreds of thousands of bookmarks on Shosetsu, it means it's the best series in history. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, sorry, do keep going. Toast, could you give us a quick
What?
summary of what the series is
Don't
about?
shoot him. That man's not black. Anyway. So there's this dude named Kelvin. He wakes up in the forest. He's like, huh, who am I? I don't have any memories. And then the goddess Malphina talks to him through his menu screen, and she's like, welcome to Isekai life. You traded in your previous life's memories in order to gain super powerful skills. Also, you're a summoner. So I guess is that supposed to be fresh and new?
Wait. He wakes up as a grown ass man with no memories.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a grown ass, like,
17-year
hot
old.
20, 17, ikemen. That's. Oh, by
Yeah.
the way,
They
can I
get it
can I
right.
just say this is just like a very small aside, but like, how people are like, Japanese people are like ikemen, or like, we use that in the Western anime community as well to like describe Fujoshi series, or like hot, like sexy boys in like
Yeah.
Fujoshi series or whatever it is, right? So like, you would think like
Yeah, and
the
you're like
Western
really
sort of,
into it. Is what you're saying?
yeah, that too. But when the Western anime community thinks of like ikemen, like people describing ikemen, they're like, oh, like super hot, like dashing men
Who's
or
your
whatever it
favorite
is.
Ikemen Spire?
My favorite ikemen,
Yeah.
Chris Evans, but
Kai Kisuke.
Kai Kisuke, yeah, exactly. But
That's fair.
when you see like the types of stuff that like Japanese people will be like, oh, that's the ikemen or whatever, you can literally see like,
A
man,
black-haired isekai Ikemen.
you can just have like a random white dude that isn't like a super slob with like a beard.
But
And people will be, and Japanese people will be like, wow, he's such an ikemen or whatever. It's
Damn,
like,
I gotta
bro,
I
come
gotta
on.
I gotta get over there.
You're
Like, I'm not
bald,
even
so.
kidding.
no,
Yeah,
no,
Whatever, you know.
I get it.
it's bonus points if you speak British.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
you notice how there's an influx of male VTubers who speak British? Not just me.
Oh my god.
I
Anyway,
want
sorry
Except
for the
trends, so.
aside.
except Kazuha, second runner up of most popular male VTuber speaks British. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry for the aside. Keep
What,
going
what were we talking about?
with a
Yeah,
short
he
summary. Yeah.
traded in his previous life's memories for powerful skills. So I guess that's supposed to be like, oh, this is not your typical isekai because he doesn't have the mentality of
This isn't your typical isekai. This guy just doesn't have memories and is really strong.
No. It's not your typical isekai, and this is very important because they will never have the Japanese curry chapter.
yeah, the
They will never
Japanese
have that
mindset.
chapter where the guy is just like, "Oh, I will make Japanese soup and curry," and they're like, "Oh, I will teach you the ways of Japanese farming," and they're like, "Oh my god."
Japanese. I can't. You can't be Japanese if you don't have rice
Yeah, exactly.
or soy sauce or mayonnaise. Apparently. But yeah, I guess that's supposed to be fresh. Sure, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so then he's like, then Malphine is still speaking through his menu. He's like, "Oh, you chose Summoner," an S-class summoner. It's an ultra S-rare class, only one in each nation. And he's like, oh, okay. And then she basically directs him toward the tutorial, like, here, register for the guild, but since summoner's super rare, you don't want to be scouted by, I guess, the government. Your class, write down green mage.
Yeah,
So he's
he's
a
too cool to
green
be scouted by
mage.
the government.
I don't
So
know what green mage means. Apparently green mage, but he knows wind blast is green. I
Green
thought
mage
green
is
was
supposed to be like an air, like an aeromancer.
it's
Like
usually air related. Yeah,
then
it's like or wind
sure,
related.
but he knows earth skill, so it's like I don't know what's happening here.
It's because he's cool. Okay,
Sure,
that's just
but
how.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, it's because his class is summoner, not really green mage, so he's a
Oh, that's
liar.
true.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
he beats up a slime, tames it, then he's all like, oh, when I tame the slime, it's plus 100 to all stats. It's 100 times stronger than normal slimes. Then Malfina's like,
What?
oh, that's because
Like that's still
S
not very
class
good.
S class summoners are give plus 100 stats to their summons. But yeah, the whole time apparently he pulled an Aqua, where he's all like, oh, for my first summon, it's going to be you, the goddess Malfina. But then she's all like, you don't have enough MP to summon me. Wait till you level up. He's like, damn, okay. So yeah,
So,
he's supposed to be a blank slate, but
so I'm
apparently
guessing
was
he's gonna like tame a human sometime down the road, right?
no,
This is just gonna be a thing probably.
not really.
A demon general.
No,
What a dark elf something.
yeah, he tamed a slime. He named it Clotho. And then at the end of the episode, it's your favorite Spire.
Whoa, what's happening?
Slavery.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, he sees
It's your
the elf.
favorite pastime, brother.
He sees the elf and he's all like, "Damn, I'm gonna get that elf." I think.
I'm gonna get you.
Well,
I
well,
like you and I want you.
it's more like
So
they're in a dark alley with the merchant guy, and then they lock eyes, and it's like in those few seconds in that dark alley, their eyes are shining. So it's like, oh,
So he claimed her. Yeah, I get
I
it. I get
guess
it.
because only
Yeah,
their
yeah,
eyes were
yeah.
shining, and then because in the next scene their eyes are back to normal lighting. And I'm like,
nice.
okay, so that's like that'll be like, oh, you're my elf later on when I get you.
I'm gonna get you. God
Yeah.
damn
So
it.
and then that's the
Yeah, I
episode.
like how Toast keeps saying, I'm gonna get you. It fucking cracks me up.
Actually, just the fucking Boondocks. Like, I like you and I want you.
Sorry,
But
keep
yeah,
going. Good.
it's a very like I don't know mid tier average first episode. I
I mean,
guess it'll get
can I just describe the sort of or can I say a few lines from the summary of the
sure.
series on Well, from the black sorry, let me
Whoa, you
pause.
can't say that.
From the black knight of the ancient castle of evil spirits to the demon within the hidden cave of the sage, he revels in the fight against one formidable foe after another. Join this overpowered adventurer in an exhilarating and epic saga and as he and his allies carve their way into the annals of history.
Ah,
So you can see where this is going. Very epic, very exhilarating,
Yeah,
as you do.
very good first episode because nothing happened. I mean, I guess you get introduced to one, two, three of the main characters. Being Kelvin, the half elf, because she's half elf. That's why she was being sold on the slave market. And Melfina. That's about it.
Mhm.
Synonyms: the Berserker rises to greatness. What is that? Are they calling him the? Oh yeah, I guess that's his title because he's a battle junkie. But you don't really see his battle junkie tendency in this first episode because he was struggling against that slime because he was trying to beat it up with physical attacks so he could tame it. So he sucks. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Well,
Anything else?
there wasn't much to say about this episode. The art it's better than the manga, that's for sure. Because the manga's kind of scraggly in a way. I don't know how to describe it.
Most manga for this sorts of like
I don't know, Spire. I also saw Labyrinth, Harem in Another World, and it's pretty. It's a pretty good.
It was still a downgrade from the light novel art, though. To be fair, but
It's more
it's
like the
like, I mean,
manga art, though. That's the thing.
what
It's pretty faithful to the manga art. That's what I'm talking about.
you
Because
mean?
the actual anime looks just like the manga. That's
Oh, you're talking about the transition from the manga to the anime, is
yeah.
what you're saying. Okay,
Not
yeah,
not your
yeah,
light novel. Because I'll just
yeah.
say the manga looks pretty good.
Okay.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Uh, who did the opening? I don't. It's pretty mid opening.
I don't think it matters. Oh, Suzuki Minori Suzuki. Okay.
Who's that?
She's done a lot of stuff. I don't freaking how do I okay. Where do we go
Okay.
here?
Yeah.
Cardcaptor Sakura here, Macross, yeah, Kaizuko Ojo, a bunch of stuff. But anyways, um, so do you have any? I mean,
It's
there's
pretty
really
mid
not much
right
to
now.
say.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe down the line it'll get better. I doubt it. It does look better than the manga. So will I say, will you read the manga? No, just watch the anime.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This art style looks familiar for the.
Also, Molfina, the goddess, is voiced by Ueshama. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll just watch for that or something. I don't know, man. This series looks like it sucks.
Who made this? Satellite.
Yeah,
That why it
satellite.
looks.
Yeah, satellite has is animating it.
I don't know. It's all I know is Satellite did like all the fairy tales.
Satellite has
This
done a bunch of stuff. It's just
this and then Symphogear.
yeah,
That's all I know them
Symphogear
for.
I think was co-produced by a couple of people though, if I remember correctly. But yeah, they did recently. It was Tonkotsu Ramen's Senki Zesho Symphogear, World End, Suka. What else is there? Macross.
Arifureta. Oh.
Oh yes, Arifureta. Oh yeah, Somalia, the Forest Spirit, Forest Spear. I forgot. They did a little bit of that. Sakugan, Log Horizon, yeah.
Oh boy, Haganai.
Lord Marksman and Vanadis, a bunch of like stuff, But yeah.
What
Any
else?
anything else?
I will say that they censored one of the characters. That's not shown yet in the anime, but through the what is it?
Not
The
surprising.
character reveals. They censored the let's say the little sister archetype character. They they pulled a Nintendo on her. They pulled what is it? Massive Melee Mithra on her.
Okay.
Here's a comparison. Here's Rion and in like all light novel and manga,
Okay.
and here's the anime. How dare they?
Ah,
The
okay. What?
classic bodysuit.
Well,
Bodysuit.
she's also like she looks flatter in this one. She almost looks like a boy in this one.
That's wishful
Uh,
thinking, I think.
yeah, she looks flatter both in the anime and in the manga compared to the light novel depiction, right? Unless the pose in this light novel one is just her like just kind of sticking out her upper, I guess, chest or whatever. But
Yeah,
anyways,
yes. But yeah, so they censored a character, and that's no good. How dare
it
they?
it be like that sometimes. So, anyways, I guess
What
if
else?
that's
It's yeah,
yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty mid.
what would you rate
I'm
it?
trying to remember why I wanted to watch this series in the first place.
Because it's an isekai that you wanted to cover,
It
right?
was didn't I want to watch it because of some weird CG thing? I think I did.
I'm not sure. Maybe you might have seen something in the trailer.
Yeah,
But
but yeah, it's. Am I gonna rate it? I'm gonna rate it. Oh yeah, there was some weird. There was a whole CG fight with one of his spoiler, one of his later summons, the Black Knight thing. That was all CG.
hmm.
That character hasn't appeared yet. Will take some time. So This is 12 episodes. There's not gonna be much in this series. I'm gonna rate, but yeah, for Kelvin the Summoner. Series called again?
Black Summoner, Kuro no
Yeah,
Shoukanshi.
Black Summoner Kelvin. I'm gonna rate it a 7 out of 10. It's all right.
Okay. Well, all
Pretty
right.
mid,
Okay then.
but there's a lot of better in quotes isekais this season. Skip it
Yeah,
if you
no,
want.
I
Watch
would
it if you
definitely say
want.
so.
I don't care.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much, Toast, for
Spire
helping.
has a better one coming up.
Oh, I.
Uh,
It's very like split. It's like comparing. You know, there's a saying in Korean
I don't
where it says comparing the heights of acorns when you're just like pretty much like fighting
like
over essentially like the same kind of level of stuff.
like
But
acorn
yeah,
trees or just acorns.
just acorns. Essentially comparing the heights of acorns when you're like
I
seeing two
mean,
people like fight over like
do you eat acorns in Korea? Yeah,
we make
acorns.
we have like acorn jelly and stuff like that.
Does it taste
But
good? Tell us more about these acorns.
they don't really taste like anything. You usually dip them in like soy sauce and stuff. But anyways, that's neither here
Yeah.
nor there. This is
Well, how will I compare it to other isekais? Slightly better. Slightly
well,
better than freaking
well, statistically you
what-
are correct. It doesn't take too much to be slightly better than the average anime. So, or it's the average isekai, excuse me. So,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I guess watch it, sure. Watch it for the weird ass fight scenes that are gonna come later.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up with that. And I guess that was again Kuro Shukanshi satellite series, light novel slash web novel original turned into
Show
light novel slash
Setsu
manga.
award
Yep.
winner.
Shosetsu Award winner, classic. And then it's been made into an anime, so check it out. Now, next on the chopping block, we have Nier. What do you have for us today,
wowie
sir?
zowie. So I watched Bucchigire,
Yes.
also known as Shine On, Bakumatsu Bad Boys. Um, yeah.
Okay.
So this series is weird. So this is a Geno Studio production.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And it doesn't look great. I'll be honest. It's pretty rough. It's pretty grim. Which is kind of surprising coming off of, Golden Kamui's success. But
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised coming after. But I'm also guessing that Bucchigire, again, for those of you who don't know, like studios don't like. I mean, there are studios with like more money or like backed under an umbrella company or whatever. But for the most part, studios work under a contract model. So it's like they get like a set amount of money per like anime project or like some sort of project like trailer or whatever it is, right? So I'm guessing that whatever money that they got from this is not, you know, it wasn't much. Although it is interesting because this was like a specific like new anime project, right? It wasn't like, well, I mean, I guess Golden Kamuy still had like more money than fucking,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, Golden
Yeah.
Kamuy was riding high.
Yeah, exactly. So
Well
this one
before
was
the anime was
is just like
announced.
a random new project, so it probably didn't
Yeah.
have nearly as much money.
Um.
So
Yeah. So this is a samurai show. Um. And yeah. So the premise is weird. The premise for this is very strange. So the main character and basically the entire cast um, are convicted criminals, and they've all been sentenced to death. But before their execution, they get offered to join the new Shinsengumi, and basically become the new Shinsengumi after like the old Shinsengumi was wiped out by some weird band of like masked samurai or something.
Mhm.
And they're offered to either, become Shinsengumi or die. So, shockingly, pretty much all of them join, except for one guy who is very obviously a nameless nobody because he didn't have sparkly colored hair. He gets killed off, but they all join and they all take the former members' swords, which are all color coded very conveniently, and they glow, and they probably shoot fucking laser beams or something. I don't know, but they're tasked with basically getting trained up to be, swordsmen, and basically take revenge on the masked samurai dude that wiped out the last Shinsengumi, who
Is the focus?
conveniently the masked samurai dude is the guy that killed the main character's family. So it's a revenge story.
So is the sorry for butting in, but is the series focused on the training? Is it focused on the backstory for the revenge? Is it focused on like
That's a
some sort of
good
episodic
question.
mini
I can't
action or what?
answer that
Oh, because sorry
because
for because it's only episode one, I
I
guess.
mean it's
Yeah.
episode 1 and episode 1 is all over the fucking place.
Really? That's
It is
interesting.
this show, or at least this first episode, is paced like I don't even know what I would like. Have you ever watched like an episode of like Phineas and Ferb, and it's just all over the fucking place? Where it's like, Phineas and Ferb are doing something, and then Perry the Platypus is like fucking exploding, and it's like back and forth all over the place. This show is paced like a Saturday morning cartoon, like
It's like
almost like
you're
it's
watching Token Rambu Hanamaru, and in the middle of it, it turns into like Pop Team Epic. Is the sense I'm getting
yeah.
here?
So the vibe I get from this show is how sometimes movies will be like, there'll be a scene where like some kid is watching cartoons on the TV, but
Yes.
they didn't get the license for any like actual cartoon. So they made up some like fake animation and it's just all over the fucking place, right? There's just
Yeah.
explosions and shit everywhere and people are screaming and there's weird cuts and stuff and like
Mhm.
people are posing and yelling. This is that show. Like,
That's really weird. I
yeah.
mean, the General Studio announced, I believe, this along with like two other anime projects as like just like two new anime projects that they're doing, and this is clearly like they're just kind of like winging it, but it's like it's very weird. I don't know, like who is this for? Is my
Well,
question at this
that's
point.
also my question because again, the show is paced the way it is, which the pacing would indicate that it's, you know, aimed at children, right? But
Right.
it's also a very bloody show.
Yeah,
Um,
structurally, it looks like the thing is, it looks like it wants to juggle a lot of demographics slash balls at once, right?
yeah,
When
for sure.
and it's like it wants to appeal to like the action, like oh fucking shonen boy, shonen jump, like the young like male demographic, like the very young male demographic that reads like shonen jump action, like Naruto, full Naruto kind of stuff. But then at the same time, it feels like I keep feeling like it also wants to attract like the Token Rambo audience at the same time for
Yeah,
some reason.
so I mean, you're not really wrong in that because like all of the main characters are males, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's some form of weird, like, archetype that you would see in a lot of these, well, at least some of them are. So a good amount of them are some of the like the weird archetypes you'd see in Fujoshi series, and then a couple of them are weird archetypes you'd see in children's shows, and then a couple of them are just like strange. I don't even know how to describe
Right,
them.
exactly.
Like the main character is like the hot-headed brash dude. Um, there's like the blue-haired dude, which is like the cool-headed dude, but he's also like a serial killer. Um, and then there's like, the big fat guy who's like he's a cartoon character. He just wants to eat. Like, so like it's
Yeah.
all over the place. Um,
I was just thinking like, has there ever been a series that like has really tried to juggle both the again, the sort of like token Ranbu Ikemen, like various colored Ikemen aspect with a much more like Naruto action kind of bombastic, like let's get him kind of aspect, and succeeded. Like the closest I'm not even close. It's like I was thinking of trying to think of some examples, and like K Project was the only one that kind of left it to my mind. But even that pretty much fully leaned into
Yeah,
the
that was really
Fujoshi
hard.
like,
Like,
hey, I'm sexy gay men kind of thing,
I
right?
think the
It's like
most you could say is like maybe attributing a little bit of that to like
Bleach. Yeah,
to
come on. I mean, Bleach is a little
or
bit
like
like
Demon
Bleach is
Slayer or
the art
something. You
style.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
but like
Demon
those are stretches. I think.
yeah. Even Bleach is like you mostly attribute that to the art style. You don't really
Yeah,
attribute
I
that
mean,
to
Kubo's art is very
It's just the
like
thin face. It's the thin
yeah.
face. It's not really yeah. So
But so yeah, but in terms of like what actually happens within this first episode, I mean, um, again, it basically sets up the revenge plot where it's like, yeah, the weird masked samurai killed my family, and
okay.
the dude's like, hey, you want to join the Shinsengumi? We're also hunting the masked samurai. And then in the second half, they like fight this dude that like he's like some no-name dude who got this weird enchanted sword from the bad guy, and he's like, yeah, go kill people, lol. And so he goes and kills people, and then they stop him from killing people, and that was the first episode. And then the ED is live action for some reason, which is very strange.
What? Wait,
Um,
wait, wait. Okay, is there a YouTube video of this? What the fuck
I
did I
don't know.
just what the
I mean, I could I could look it up, but yeah, it's like a live
huh?
action thing where
Is
it's
this
like
is this like Thunderbolt Fantasy at this point? Or like what's happening? like what?
yeah. So here, I'll link it in the DM. But yeah, that's the ED. That's what I don't know if this is like this might take I don't know. Yeah, this is the ED. But yeah, this really took me like this was like a fucking sucker punch. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with the show. It's very strange. It's really all over the place. Uh, it doesn't look too hot, personally. I mean, some of the stuff is okay, but
Oh, I
then
mean, it's not.
Who's your favorite boy?
I thought you were gonna say like the
no,
ending is
there's not like
literally like
people in it, but
yeah.
it's
I
like
was about to say like what the fuck like
yeah. Um, but yeah, like this ED. I mean, it feels like it's just an MV. You know what I mean? Like it's just a music video.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just some random like
was this produced by Taku Inoue or something?
But my favorite, I mean, my favorite's probably like, I guess well, I mean, the blue-haired dude, which is like, who's like a fucking literal serial killer who kind of just wants to kill people, is kind of, I mean, he's kind of funny. But then there's like
Speaking of serial killers,
the green-haired dude is like, he's like a doctor that just wants to like dissect people. So, you know, I mean,
so this guy,
some of
is
the
this Shaman
characters.
King? Damn.
Some of the characters like have charm to them, but a lot of them don't really get any screen time in the first episode, which I find is kind of a weird
I mean, it's
choice
also
because
part.
they throw them all at
Well.
you at
Oh, okay. So
once.
they do throw them all at you, but
Yeah,
it's
they
not
throw all
really
of them at you.
okay. Because
Like
I was about to say if they don't throw them all at you, that's more understandable because then it's an obvious lead into like oh the next
no,
other
no,
episodes. But
no.
if they throw them all at you, then you
They
can.
all get recruited into the Shinsengumi at the same
Okay.
time.
So
Okay.
they're pulling what Token Rambi situation here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the one character, the one with the white and pink hair, is actually a girl.
What?
Yeah, it's a girl that cross dresses.
Get out! No! Oh no!
Yeah.
Well,
Um.
should I bring it up? Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. Yeah, I'll bring it up. What do they call her in the anime? Near.
Akira, I think is her name. But
I mean, what's the tag? Because some people are offended.
I mean, they just like so each character gets an introduction, and they all do like this weird like pose thing. They all get this weird cut where they get like a pose with like a backdrop, and their name is in like big kanji behind them.
Wait, fuck! They didn't even hire. Wait. They didn't even hire a boyish voice actress for
No,
Akira. They
no,
they
Why
just
would you do
voiced.
that?
They used Uesaka Sumire.
yeah,
Holy
because
shit!
it's pretty funny too, because like the character,
Sh-
which is like supposed to be like a cross-dressing boy
Uh-huh.
or a cross-dressing girl, like a girl cross-dressing as a male.
Right.
They introduce her, and like a little while later, they're like, by the way, she's like, by the way, I'm a girl. And the main character is like, no way, like I had no idea, and I was like, I I thought that was a girl to begin with, but
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I was looking up
Like that voice.
images of the show, and I didn't
yeah,
think that would ever be a fucking like
yeah, like
question.
to me, it was more of a twist that it was supposed to be like you were supposed to assume that it was a boy,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
but yeah, they just got it was like Sumire. So it's like I don't know.
What's the term for this? Is not an what? This is not an otoko no ko, right? This is the what's the opposite? What's the other term?
No, I don't think you.
Tomboy.
Yeah, just tomboy,
I
Yeah.
guess because
tomboy,
some
reverse
people
trap, whatever you want to
some
say.
people might be you can't spy. You can't say the T word. Some people
Yeah,
might be offended
dude.
by it
It's a trap.
But
because
Anyways,
you're entrapping people. That's apparently a real thing that I didn't know of until recently.
yeah, that's not. But anyway,
yeah. Anything else?
I don't know. This series is very strange. I don't really see it
Who's uh
like
near?
I
Who's the dude? Who's the dude that freaking looks like Asakura Yo from Shaman King?
um
The one with
which
the
one?
scar
The one
over
with
his
the
eye.
scar?
Is that the same series that I'm thinking of?
Oh, he's the leader. He's the leader of the Shinsengumi guy. Like he's the
What
one that
was is
recruits
this
them
the
all.
actual
It's yeah, Heisuke
Shinsengumi?
Todo.
What's his name? Nice.
Um but yeah, like they all so they all have like their own names, but then like they take up the like I guess I don't know if it would really be persona or whatever, but like they sort of take up the title of the like former Shinsengumi members.
Which one's
Um
Saito?
I don't remember. But all I remember is the girl is supposed to be Okita Soji.
Okay.
And
Well, I mean, that's kind of obvious.
I forget which one the main character is supposed to be. But yeah, so
Right,
from what I
get in here. Get in here. Okita Soji.
yeah. But the only thing I can really gather from like what they put in like what they've foreshadowed, I guess, is that like the souls of the former like Shinsengumi members are like um within the swords themselves.
Oh my god, this freaking is Shaman King then.
Yeah, and that's why like they're all color coded and shit. And like in episode 1, the main character's sword fucking glows red, and he fucking
Oh, they're
kills a dude.
lightsabers.
Yeah. I don't know. This show seems whack. It seems not very good.
Yeah,
Um,
it seems like it's a very unfortunate step for Geno Studio because it seems like they're just doing anime projects because they got funded to do, anime, just like make anime in general.
yeah,
And it's not, again, it's completely different from the Golden Kamuy situation where, something like a Golden Kamuy or Spy Family or Demon Slayer, at their peak, they've had more money than fucking God. So,
yeah. I mean,
they
but it's
just
also not
got to have.
too. It's not too common that a contract like that lands in your lap, right? So
Right, exactly. I mean, it's why they always say in interviews, right? These like CEOs of these studios or the founders of these studios always say in interviews, the business model for a lot of these studios are predicated upon them running, into the red like for like 90% of these 95%, 98% of these series, and then they have the one white whale, the one golden goose, the one series that really fucking lands them the money that brings home the bacon. And
Yeah.
For Geno Studios having to go and comment, this one Bucchigire is probably not going to be
Probably
another
not.
hit series.
But
The ED's pretty cool though, I guess.
I mean, it's
It's
He's
interesting.
super
it's
stylish.
interesting. But yeah, I don't really see this one popping off. I don't really see it
worse
going
than
anywhere.
Token Rambo, I guess.
I'd say yeah, because I mean, Token Rambo at least has like an audience, a demographic. You know, I
Token
feel
Rambo
like
was also produced by UFO Table.
yeah. I feel like this one doesn't like it's too scattered.
It's just
And
an anime project that is sort of
yeah, it's
is
kind of
sort of
just
how I see it.
there.
Yeah.
Like the animation combined with the style makes it feel like weirdly like almost dated in a way, which is like kind of strange to say, but yeah, I don't know.
What's
I
the
probably
demographic for this? Because this kind of looks like a for shonen.
I mean, it's like a young adults thing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Who watches shonen anime nowadays?
it's like too spastic, I think. To really like hold the attention of like actual like teens and young adults. But yeah, I
What
probably wouldn't recommend it.
yeah,
It's
what do they watch nowadays?
I don't
Rick
know,
and Morty.
Demon Slayer.
But yeah. Anyways, thank you very much, Nier,
Oh yeah,
for
Nia, what's your rating out of 10?
My out of 10, I
10.
mean, I'd probably say like a 3.
Well, compared to what? What's below and what's higher than it?
What do you mean? It's
Gig-
the scale is 1 to 10.
Yeah, but you said
Yeah.
3 out of 10. What's? Give me a comparison. What's your 2 out of 10? What's a 4 out of 10?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
They'll probably have to be pretty other bad series, and I don't think Nier really wants to remember bad series too much. Is my
yeah,
guess.
like I don't know.
So
Is it
yeah.
I mean,
Is it better than the trailer to Trigun Maximum?
no.
So that's a 2. Okay.
Okay. Well,
But
anyways,
yeah, not good.
yeah. So that was again unfortunate, but we can't. n- You can't have studios hitting home runs out of the park all the time, right? So it's unfortunate, but hopefully Geno Studio lands another decent contract soon after this. But that was again, thank you Nier for covering this, and that was Bucchigire or Shine On Bakumatsu Boys or Shine On Bakumatsu Bad Boys is the localized title. It is done by Geno Studios, the famous studio who did Golden Conway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
so
never
that was
forget that bear scene.
so that was the series. And last but not least, I guess again, why do I keep saying last but not least for myself? I don't really understand. But
Because you're a fucking narcissist, dude.
Just like the way you say any last words all the time.
yeah, it's actually a threat. It's actually a hidden threat. But anyways, this is I'll be going last, and I'm covering a series that has been probably one of the more noted ones. I don't want to say people are looking forward to it, but definitely one of the more noted ones this season. And for those of you who are well in the know with regards to Shosetsu web novels, with regards to light novels and like the Isekai kind of genre and that sort of ecosystem in the Japanese anime slash web light novel right slash web novel writing community. This is a series that people have been looking forward to question mark anticipating question mark for a while, and this is fucking god damn it. It is
No. No.
No.
no
No,
No.
no, no,
no
You're
no,
not
no,
allowed to
no,
oops
no,
say
no,
it.
no,
oops
no, 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 no.
It's not.
okay sorry.
Slay the
Oh my
Spire.
god, wait holy okay wait let me sorry can I print screen this? Fuck, I need to. Okay, wait, let me sorry, I'll say the name properly, and then I'll print screen this. It is It is Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World. That is the official title of the anime, I believe, or Isekai Meikyuu de Haremu.
What does Meikyuu stand for again?
Meikyuu is literally labyrinth, means labyrinth.
So what's Meikyuu Shisui no Ho again?
I'm not sure what you're saying, so you'd have to kind of.
Oh my god, you can't believe you didn't watch the second Inuyasha movie.
I don't remember the names of like anything, so sorry. But yeah, this is Harem and the Labyrinth of Another World. This is again originally a web novel series, and by this this Shosetsu series that started out in 2011 and ended in 2019. Wow, that's a long time. Oh, it ended.
Wait, it ended? Oh,
I should probably see how it ended, although it's probably nothing. But this was originally known as Slave Harem in the Labyrinth of of Another World, or in the Other World,
I can't
whatever.
believe he said that word.
I
He must love it.
apologize.
He must love it.
We'll see who
Yeah.
cancels who.
um,
Tell us more about this slave harem, Spire.
Yeah, this this series, again, Shosetsu favorite. A lot of people bookmark it, and you know how Shosetsu fucking works at this point. I don't need to tell you guys. Anime is done by Passione. I forget. Oh yeah, Passione has done a bunch of other, more I guess
Passione?
fan servicey stuff. Rail Wars,
Near
Citrus.
Yeah.
Passione.
They did
Yeah.
Ishizuka reviewers. So, that's sort of what you would expect. This is a series that I did read a very long time ago. Again, at this point, it's like half a decade ago, probably 2017 or 2016 or something like that. And I haven't kept up with it in forever, but it's finished apparently. But now it's an anime, and there's both a censored version and an uncensored version of it apparently.
Wow.
Which one
And
did you watch, Spire?
I watched the uncensored version, but there's only one
I guess-
episode, so it's not
Yeah, he's
like
putting
the
in the work.
uncensored part.
Nothing,
Yeah,
well, nothing happened yet, so
yeah. But the series is just. I'm not gonna really try to describe the series in a developed way. It's just a guy gets isekai'd, and he's like, "Oh, I got a strong, very strong, powerful sword by luck, and some interesting powers, like being able to check like status screens and do stuff like that. So I'm just gonna treat this as a game and go into dungeons and get money and levels, and then I'm gonna become powerful. And then with my money and status and power, I'm going to buy slaves and have them join my team. I mean harem. I mean team, and then he rinses, repeats. He goes into the dungeon, gets more money and more power, then goes back and buys more slaves. And
Spire, you're forgetting the most important thing about his slave harem.
what is it? Toast.
Do you know why they're all non-humans?
Why? What?
He's
Oh, isn't it because
racist.
he likes to like mofu them or whatever, right? He likes
What?
it like
No.
what is
Oh,
it?
that's not. What you, Spire, you forgot already? It was in the episode. The slave dealer told him so.
What was it? I you need to jog my memory.
Because non-humans can't be pregnant with humans, Spire.
Oh, right. That was a reason in the freaking
That's the
live novel
reason.
as well. I forgot. You're right.
Yeah,
What? Oh, fuck. I remember. I remember that. Oh, shit. I forgot. Okay. Okay. No, thank you,
Also,
Toast.
it's because he's 17, so it's a no-go in Shosetsu.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things in this series are no go, but whatever. But yeah. So he tries to he buys pretty much all demi-human slaves and puts them in his
What?
harem, and they're all very.
The first episode, Spire, you're introduced to his main girl, and guess what? You have to tell us what demi-human she is.
She's half dog or whatever, right? Roxanne
Half?
isn't?
I thought she was a. I thought she was an actual dog girl.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like dog
dude.
but it's like,
She's a
but
woman,
it's not.
dude. She's all
Yeah,
dog. Okay.
yeah, but it's not like she's like a full furry. It's just like the ears, right? It's like it's not like she has like snout and like going full werewolf or anything like that. But um, he
Did,
says yes.
no,
Isekai into a world without that race mixing. Jesus Christ. God, dude. The more we describe this series, the worse it sounds, honestly. And I apologize. I really apologize for even having just covered this series. Just I don't know, man.
but Spire,
I don't know.
Spire, don't. Wait, I don't remember. Was it just introduction to the slave dealer in the first episode? Right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like the initial like oh, like Roxanne exists and the kind of thing. And they'll probably do like one or two episodes to like
The,
help
the whole
cover like
arc of this Roxanne cost 600,000, but
yeah,
with my
getting the
discount
money, getting the
deal,
auction. Yeah. It'll probably take 2 episodes ish, and then after that, it'll do a couple of episodes with dungeon, or no, it'll do like 1 or 2 episodes with dungeon clearing. Then it'll go into the Sherry arc, and then it'll be. Well, no, they don't even have enough episodes to do that because that'll already be episode 6 by the time they get Sherry,
this
right?
series is pretty the series, or not the series. Well, yeah, well, I guess the series itself is pretty slow and
Is this
methodic with the
24
way.
episode or is this 12
This is
episodes? Because if
12,
it's
is it
12
not?
episodes,
There's no way this is 24.
yeah, okay. So if it's 12 episodes, then Sherry will have to come by at least episode 4, right? Because
No,
they have
she's
the other
sure.
girls in
She's not
the
even in the. She's not even in this picture. She's at least episode 6, halfway through.
yeah, but if no, because the other girls are in the opening.
They are.
That's why I'm saying.
What?
The other girls are in the opening. So
I didn't
that
remember
means
that.
that it has to be one episode for the auction, and then they have to kind of scoot right into Sherry because else because like the Dragon Girl and the others come way later, or like way after Sherry. So they have to put Sherry earlier. You see what I'm saying in terms of pacing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Spire, who's
So
your favorite?
uh
Yeah, who's your favorite slave, Spire?
Yeah, Spire.
yeah, who's my favorite? Yeah, what a question.
You have a choice of 5, 4? I think 5,
I
right?
don't even know at this point.
See, there's Roxanne, there's Sherry, then Miria, Vesta, and then Elf. So yeah, 5.
I forget if Miria is the fish one, right? Okay, right. I forgot.
Miri,
Miria is the
Miri's
one
the
that
wait,
is like
the
the
cat.
weird girl
You
that
said
yeah, it's
fish.
the
He's the
cat girl
cat.
that likes the
Why'd you
fish
say fish?
because her shtick is
You said Miri is the fish, and I was like, wait, I don't remember a fish girl.
because the way I remember her is that like literally her shtick is oh I like fish, and she literally just her only shtick in the light novel is she's encouraged to do stuff, she's educated to do stuff because the protagonist gives her fish as a reward if she does this stuff. So they essentially treat her like a fucking dumbass essentially.
So she's your
Um
favorite?
no. It's probably something like Sherry, Vesta, Roxanne, Miria in descending order, something like that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
I like Rutina because she's the elf. Just say like in my Japanese animes.
Yeah, like in my classic Isekai slave anime.
Just like in my favorite Elf no Mori anime. But
God
yeah.
damn it. Anyways, that's again, well, the ranking of the girls aside. Going back to the actual anime, um, the animation itself, like the audio visuals, is pretty standard for like an isekai stuff of this
It looks just like the
caliber.
manga Spire. Not the
But
light novel, the manga.
yeah. But you can tell. I mean, okay, so just from like this initial introduction of this series, right? The fact that they went from Slave Harem in Another Labyrinth, which is the original title, to the fact that they changed it to Harem in Another Labyrinth or Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World should really tell you most of what you need to know about sort of the process that went behind making this anime, where they knew the studio, the writer, or the original author, the production committee, everybody knew that the way this series sells, is by appealing to the otaku that read shosetsu, that buy, figurines of Roxanne and just, come all over her, the figure or whatever it is they want to do. That's the demographic that they're targeting if they want to make money with this series. MTG players. As I just said, yeah. Call them by their true name. Well, maybe, but
But remember, Spire, Meikyuu, 17, so he appeals to the high school boy
yeah, just
demographic.
like me, I get to, anyways. But
It's
the
okay because they're not human.
yeah, that's true. But the
Jesus.
bestiality, very cool. Yes. But
Wasn't there a whole thing that they can't get pregnant now, but if you level up his a sex maniac job, then it might happen one day. Like that. You
probably
remember
there's
that?
probably something like
What?
that. Yeah, no, I remember
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. There's this whole thing
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, humans have this exclusive job class called sex maniac, apparently.
And he gets it, and then he uses it to fuck all the girls
Yeah.
because it's a harem, and then it's very stupid. And that's not something I want to cover right now. But yeah, you're right, Toast. Um,
If you guys didn't know, I also watched this series.
yes. Well, getting back, and so it's like the production committee was like, yeah, again, and this is really why, like, this is a again, I read this series. Like I read this series, but I will say right now, this this process of turning this into an anime, this exemplifies why I keep railing against this model, this business model of taking random, you know, heavily bookmarked shosetsu light novels and web novels and just turning them into anime. This is why I freaking detest that business model and why I will rail against it until the end of time. Because
Okay, hater.
just
J-
jealous. Yeah, exactly.
You, you know how you're pretty tsundere, aren't you? The more you hate
What?
it, the more you actually like it, because it doesn't sound like you hate.
Tsundere. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would say I'm exactly tsundere for this one, but maybe. But uh, the thing again, I want to go back is they wanted to make some easy bucks. The production committee, everybody involved wanted to make some easy money by picking some shosetsu light novel series, or sorry, web novel series that was popular and would appeal to these fucking degenerates, right? And they're like, yeah, let's, we've done this a billion times. Let's pick some shosetsu series that has like 500,000 bookmarks. Boom, anime, we're done. We're just running off into the distance. And then they found out, it's called Slave Harem in another labyrinth. So they're like, wait, we can't have a series that really, emphasizes the fact that, the protagonist is like, oh, I'm just gonna own slaves, right? So they take out that
But
part.
Aspire, are you going to tell us about the slave industry in this series? Because it's a very important part.
What about it?
Like, Roxanne and the others aren't your usual slaves.
Oh, you mean
They're
like they're like sex slaves, right, or whatever,
what?
right?
What? No, they're not treated like dirt. They're
Yeah, they're the creme de la creme.
Spy. You know, there's different types of slaves, right? They explained this in the series. There's
Yeah, I mean they're like chosen for combat or like the ones that
no,
are
I
just
mean the
like
reason why they were sold into slavery. Because you know, there's
I
the
forget
criminal
what was it.
slave, and then there's
Oh yeah, okay, and then like the debt or whatever it is,
yeah,
stuff like that.
because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what all of his girls are debt slaves except the elf.
I mean that's not really. I mean that's explained,
Spire,
but
this
it's
series
not
is called
really
Slave
relevant.
Harem, so it has a very sophisticated
Yeah,
slave
yeah,
system in
that's
this
Advanced
series.
lore.
Slave
very
economics,
very
dude.
sophisticated. Yeah, I'm sure the author spent a lot of time designing that slave system in the lore, but and I congratulate him, quote unquote, for for elaborating upon the lore. But again, going back to the production committee and the studio, again, they clearly were in a situation where they said, okay, well, if we call this slave harem in the Labyrinth of Another World and we advertise it as, an isekai protagonist, just, laughing and giggling as he, and as he buys slaves, we're probably going to fucking end up on, the afternoon news, right? Because we're just going to get some fucking hate on social media if we try to push this. So they tried to, I guess, erase the front cover of it as much as possible, the title of it. Although obviously the inside like story, the actual contents is exactly the same. And you can see the lack of direction, the sort of we don't know where we want to go, how to sell this series, even just as soon as the opening. And again, I was talking to Dark and Nier about this, right? And I showed them the opening, right? And you guys would agree with me, right? And like that opening shows a very clear message of like, uh, we're trying to sell a series about like some stupid shit, but like we don't know how to do this, right? It's like,
It just shows that, like, it's obvious that on the front-facing cover, they
yes,
want it to be somewhat
somewhat
clean,
clean.
right?
Yes, exactly.
But obviously, they know that the people that are watching the show, the people that are
Yeah,
going to be actually consuming this,
yeah,
um,
exactly.
they
Buying
they want
figures. Yeah,
they want the degenerate, fucking awful, fucking horrid shit that's in this series.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. So it's
and
it's
so
like
in
really
the
stuck that.
OP,
Yeah, yeah.
you have scenes where it's like, yeah, we're gonna show the
Well,
girls.
let's compare and wait, okay, so let's set up. Okay, so in a standard isekai series, like where it's like a guy gets isekai'd as demon lord, and makes gets his like harem, like obviously, but then like defends the school academy from the demon lord, or he gets reincarnated as like a sage, and he goes on an adventure to help defeat the evil king or whatever, right? And there's usually that sort of like isekai plot, like mini
Yeah,
arc or plot, right? And the opening usually summarizes that in a sense, right? Where they have the introduction of the different characters, and then they show usually like the protagonist standing off against like the evil dragon or the evil king or the even demon lord, and him like going like with his flaming sword and like defeating, like chopping through the demon king or like attacking the demon king or something like that, right? And that's
yeah,
like part of the opening, right? That's part of the exposition. That's part of the summary. That's like, oh man, they describe this in the opening, right? They describe part of the story in the opening, and that's sort of this summarization. That's a very standard like opening thing that people use in the animation industry. Now, could you tell us a little bit more about what you saw in, in this opening here?
yeah. So the opening, I may be misremembering the exact order,
Yes,
but
the order doesn't matter.
so the opening has scenes where it's very reminiscent of. I said this earlier, but to me, it was very reminiscent of watching something like Queen's Blade, where it's got like these scenes where it's got like the colored silhouettes of
Hmm.
the girls' bodies, right? Which is, standard etchy stuff, right? Like that's in a lot of etchy anime. But then, I'm pretty sure it was like this was like immediately after like that, right? Where it's like, you see that and you're like, okay, this is like an etchy series, right? And
Right.
then it's immediately followed by about 10 to 15 seconds of a single shot of food on a table. Um, which is a very bizarre decision. Um,
They just like ran out of ideas. They're like,
yeah,
yeah, this story is kind of just about like them like having slaves and
I'm
eating,
not really
I
I'm not
guess.
really
Yeah.
sure what
Spire.
storyboarder was like, yeah, I think
I
this is
get it,
it. This is
Spire.
really powerful.
Because remember, slaves can't eat at the same table as their master. But
Um,
Meikyuu
Well,
lets
I
them
hope
eat
the author
at
was
the
going for
table.
something as complex as that. I
yeah,
hope.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure. But after that, it's sort of a mishmash of random shots of them either eating the food that we saw for about 15 seconds straight, or fighting random things. One is a spider, one is a snake.
I don't remember
And
spiders or snakes this early in the manga.
yeah, well, they're in the OP, but obviously they're fighting, quote unquote, these things. All the while it's uh, putting close-up shots of their ass and their tits, as much as possible. But yeah, it's really all over the place. Like there's no like direction in the OP. There's no like overarching.
Yeah, it
Um,
just shows the things that the anime has. It's not even
yeah,
like showing the story or the flow of the story or like the structure or whatever. It's just like, yeah, this like a series has is it an isekai and it
yeah.
has
It's got
dungeons and it has
boobs.
slaves. Yeah, exactly. And
Um,
food. Like
it's got a dungeon. It's got girls. If there's
girls,
food,
yeah.
also there's
And there's
girls in this
slaves.
show.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
They're slaves too, because it's like the
yeah,
biggest thing is like in the beginning of the opening, it's like they specifically like have the how it's like they have the outlines of their bodies and like but it's like in highlighted. They don't show like the actual like characters,
yeah,
but it's like that and then but they all have like the slave chokers and stuff like that, like emphasizing like oh there are these different slaves that the
yeah.
protagonist is gonna pick up. Of like you guys you just fucking paid you guys you fucked yourselves by picking this series. You guys know that, right? It's like you guys have I guess you guys don't have any fear after Ishizuka reviews, but you guys fucked yourselves. Like you know this, right? Like
It's just I don't know, man. It's like what do you even say about a show like this, right? Like it's just like
yeah.
it's fucking gross.
I mean, the thing is, it's like as a sort of in in the environment that is shosetsu, right? Harem, slave harem, and I'll just call it by its original name, just so we're not like trying to whitewash it. Slave harem in another labyrinth, or slave harem in the labyrinth of another world, right? Is not the worst choice that you can make in terms of reading this series because it's like there are a bunch of other pretty obnoxious. It's like this series is about par for the course, and it's like a representative of about what you're sort of running in to get in shosetsu, right? You would say in terms of like isekai in the isekai genre that you're reading on shosetsu. So
I
it's
mean,
like
if we're talking in the context of like
yeah, I'm talking specifically
shosetsu,
just
like
shosetsu, just shosetsu.
sure,
Yes,
but
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. And
issue
I'm saying yeah,
the issue
exactly.
is
Yes,
we're
yes,
bringing
yes,
this into
yes,
the stage
yes,
of mainstream
yes.
media where it
Yep.
is on
Yes.
television.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And this is
Yes.
being treated as
Yes, sir.
normal. Um,
Yes.
it's
And again, same thing with Redo of Healer as well, and like a bunch of other series. It's just like you guys wanted money so badly, you guys just start bringing in this fucking garbage, and just like I read this series, but in no way in hell would I be okay with this being made into an anime, this being compared with, the likes of something like Ashoka or something like, like Nichijou or whatever, right? Like
Ichijo.
I mean,
I
I
Ichijo's a
don't
slave
I
harem?
wouldn't even go that far, right? Like I wouldn't even be comfortable comparing this to other ecchi series. Like this
right.
series is
Like
just
Colover or
it's
something like
fucking
that.
gross, right? Like it's
Yeah.
a series
It's
like a
stupid.
lot of these series, and I'm not even saying like this is the worst of them because as far as
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
there are ones that are much worse. Um, but these series, like you know, they like sexually glorify and like if effectively normalize like slavery, right? Where it's like, oh,
The thing is
it's
also
cool. It's
if if
cool
if the
if the
author
slaves
and
are
everybody
babes.
else, yeah, also if the author and everybody else was just kind of like whatever and just kind of I don't know, not even whatever, but it's like if they
And
were
if they
so
used it
ignorant
more as
of it.
as a pure contrivance to get these characters in the same place, or to even
If it
actually tell a reasonable story,
No, what I would even
then
say is that
sure,
the
but
bare
like,
minimum the bare minimum would have been if it was like the other isekais that had the slaves, where it's just like
Other isekais with
they
slave spire. You have
they
to. You have to
have
tell us.
I mean, a
There's too
lot of
many.
them.
There's too,
Like,
but I think there's too many to list, bro.
but I would say the difference is a lot of them just go like, yeah, like there are fucked up like bandits or something or like slavers in this world. And our guy, he's a fucking hero. He doesn't like slaves.
the
And then, you fucking move on after that. And that's it. You don't have like slave trivia.
But well, what I want to the thing is, I thought up of exactly one. Fuck, it's not. It's the fucking isekai one where he like gets isekai'd and like immediately like kills a dragon with his like meteor
Oh,
power or whatever.
oh,
And then like he has his slave like the purple haired girl and like the lizard girl and like everybody Pochi, right? What was that one? It was you know what
yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, right? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's
It's
like a what is it? Death March something.
yes, Death March. Yes,
Oh,
thank you very
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's something. I mean, even in that series, I would be like, okay, the lore part of the lore is that there are slaves that exist, but they don't focus on it. And again, it's similar to the problem with
But
Redo of Healer, where it's like
it's
rape.
because they
Sure.
aren't. It's because they aren't of age, Spire, except Liz.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but it's similar problems that I had with Redo of Healer, where it's like, you know, for certain, rape exists both in real life and as a literary device to spark something in the plot or whatever, and as an event that happens in fictional works. Um, but what Redo of Healer does is it says, "Wow, rape scenes awesome! Like fucking, we're gonna add bonus rape scenes like in their light novel," and you're like, "What? Just what? No!" And this, slave harem is the same thing, where again, it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna mac out with my slaves after buying slaves, and then I'm gonna buy more slaves. I'm gonna mac with them as well, and it's again, as Nier and I just stated, it's tolerable. Well, it's par for the course in a place like Shosetsu, but in no manner, in no way, in no universe should we have ever allowed uh, a production committee to be like, yeah, this is okay getting a mainstream anime slot. It's just, it's just absurd. It's
I mean,
silly
it's
that,
it's it's just like it's weirdly elevated, like probably like some of the greatest, like Redo Healer, levels of degeneracy. Like,
yeah,
where
exactly.
it's like,
It's it's it's
why?
it's it's allowing for it to become mainstream, and it's just like, and the weird, it's so like the money grabbing is so the lazy money grabbing is so blatant, and yet they're just like, yeah, we would rather have anime become literally the meme that everybody wants to avoid. You know how it's like, like the
Yeah.
mainstream like perception of the anime, like, oh, you just fucking want to just watch and jerk off to the anime girls or whatever. It's literally turning into that meme. It's turning into everything that I personally have railed against. I want to make sure that anime becomes a better and better medium, eh, and just something that you can show to your parents, or be like, okay, it's just a medium, and anime can have a lot of real cool things as well. And just this sort of thing where production companies are just like, yeah, we're just gonna, make an anime out of I turn my childhood friend into a meat toilet in the other world or whatever. Like, come on, guys, just fucking come on. Can we not do this? Can we fucking not do this? Uh, Good says, gotta go and blackify the slaves and isekais and upload them to YouTube. That's the only way. Yeah, just have the algorithm fight them. Yeah, just It's just so painful watching this because it's like a lot of these series I read, and I mean even a lot of these I've just kind of given up on, and a lot of the stuff I read these days are stuff along the lines of like Iso no Himo Seikatsu or like Isekai Yakyoku or stuff that's a little bit more just like has these other things going on. But
Spire, you know what's funny?
yeah,
I've heard some arguments that in the Riso Isekai one that a main character is treated like a slave.
what? He's literally like running the fucking country. Like
Oh,
he
Spire,
at
no,
some point
he's
he's
not. He's the queen's boy toy summoned from another dimension, from another world. He
yes,
doesn't
I
get into the
apologize.
politics until later, after the child is born. So yes,
Yeah,
Spire. I've heard, yeah, but he's obviously a slave, or a
yeah.
breeding machine, as you will, Spire. I've
Yes.
sire seen some weird arguments
A
about that.
siren
Yeah, I mean,
horse.
also again, like intentionality. No, don't have sex with me. No, no, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the focus of that series is very much not on the I'm in a room stuck with, my captor, right? Captor is the
Yeah.
name, right? Yeah, term, yeah. It's not. I don't think the focus of
Oh
that story
no,
is
my
about that.
Stockholm syndrome made
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah.
produce a
I don't
child
think
with the
that's. I
queen.
don't think that's the. I don't think that's the focus there. Whereas in this series, the focus very much is on. Hey, I own slaves. Now time to go to bed. So, like that is literally the point of the series. So, my ending point is I do want to wrap up because I'm just putting myself in a tizzy by just repeating stuff. But I
What's your rating?
the anime or the series in general.
Yes.
Okay. I think within Shosetsu, it's pretty much a straight 5, like strictly in the Shosetsu environment. Within pretty much like a general like anime environment as an anime adaptation, as regarding both that and the source material in terms of just comparing it to mainstream stuff, it's probably like a 4 or 3, like at most. And I just, I don't think unless you're very much full degenerate like Toast or myself, um,
Hey,
you
don't
should
put me in the
probably
same category as you, Spire. I don't
I
like
apologize.
NTR.
As myself, yes. Unless you're a full degenerate as myself, like myself, sorry. You should probably not read this series or watch this series. If you're going to do either, read the freaking web novel instead, because then at least you could kind of
I mean, don't even read the
not.
web not just go read a dojin.
Yeah,
That's
hey,
it.
no,
Just like
an
read that,
annotation.
be
Yeah,
done with
exactly. An
it
annotation.
after like,
After the sex scene. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and then
Um,
just move on with your life. There you
yeah,
go.
exactly.
You've gotten what you came here for, like literally.
Yeah,
And
but
then you're done.
so I would not really recommend this. And again, unless you're like a full freaking degenerate. And again, this is a perfect, just perfect example of just you know
I can't
what's
believe
the
I can't
all.
believe they tried to censor this series.
I can't believe they're trying to cancel my slave harem series. Yes. I just
Mob
I
is
think
fucking unrelenting.
yeah, exactly. Cancel culture, unrelenting. But this is a perfect example of everything that is wrong with um the Shosetsu. Let's just see whatever has 500,000 bookmarks on Shosetsu and just publish it. Oh, it's just gonna become an anime, and we're gonna make some easy money off of it. I think this is a perfect example of everything that is
Has that
wrong
even really
currently.
worked?
I'd have to see. I mean, they obviously do not share numbers lightly, right? But
Yeah. I
we
mean,
would have to.
I'm sure it's worked because they
I'm
keep
sure the
doing it.
idea. Yeah, I'm sure the idea is it gives sustenance is probably what it
Yeah.
gives them people jobs and gives people things to do instead of literally having nothing to do, right? And they can just literally like brain dead just shit these out, right? Um, and yeah, and they don't even have to like think about creative intent or changing anything, right? They're all straight up like adaptations. They don't even have to think about like truncation half the time, so it's like what it is.
Yeah.
So I honestly think this is a perfect example of everything that is wrong with the anime industry regarding isekai, shosetsu, web novel, fucking, the entire process from start, the web novel down to the anime. And it really pains me to see stuff like this because, again, stuff like this just furthers the whole like image. It only gives people ammo when they're like, "Oh, anime, like you freaking jerk off to your anime girls," and then like they pulled up this shit, and we can't say anything. We can't say anything at this point because that's what the current anime industry is pushing. Like, what the fuck do we do? Like, so I really disagree with this sort of stuff. Even if I myself like read the material, I disagree with anime studios making this sort of stuff, and I don't like this. So yeah, that was my review of Isekai Meikyuu de Harem, or Slave Harem in the Labyrinth of the Other World, or Harem in the Labyrinth of the World, whichever one you want. And there's actually a picture of, if you actually search
Yeah.
Harem Labyrinth, by the way, or like Slave Harem in the Labyrinth of the Other World, by the way, the some sites or some people, some fan communities, I guess, have actually asterisked part of the word, the slave word. I don't know whether it's to
L
avoid the
word, the L.
algorithm or whether it's to appease people, whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's
Yeah, I
pretty
mean, I
funny
really
seeing
don't
that.
know what the point is, considering the fact that it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, is this supposed to be like, hey guys, like this might trigger some, this might trigger some people having slave written out here, and it's like, well, yeah, you're watching a series that's like
For the
fetishizing
algorithm.
slavery, like,
I have to
so
assume it's for like the search engine algorithm. It probably bumps you up higher if you don't have the word fucking slave slapped on your page. You know?
Yeah, probably. That's probably part of the Google page rank coming in. Yeah, but yeah.
And now my ranking of this series, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10 if the uncensored bits are as good as I think they're gonna be. Hell yeah.
Well, yeah.
Better than Kuro no Shoukanshi. Not as good as Elf no Mori though.
Yeah, I mean, these are all pretty par for the course isekai, shosetsu isekai. So, anyways, that was my review for Harem in the Labyrinth of the Other World. Again, Isekai Meikyuu de Harem is a series, shosetsu web novel turned into anime, produced by Passione, who has done other stuff. Again, Rail Wars,
Yeah,
Citrus.
you
They
forget the
did,
most important one, Fire.
yes, Ishizoku Reviewer.
What?
And
No.
what? Which one is it?
They did JoJo Part 4, 5.
No, they didn't.
they
They
did not do
didn't?
that.
It's straight all David Studio, right?
No,
Oh my! He doesn't get it.
Passione is the gang in JoJo Part 5.
Oh, the name.
Doesn't get it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it, JoJo hater.
Yeah, I apologize. Yeah,
I bet you
that's
don't even speak Italian.
the yeah, the JoJo award I gave it was actually just to spite it. It
Yeah.
was but yeah, anyways, that was my review, and we'll just move on quickly to the news. Thankfully,
What do you mean?
we
Thankfully, the news has been horrible.
well transitioning away from this. I'm not saying the news is good, but
You transition from slave
Yeah,
harems
yeah.
to world news.
Nice Freudian slip, dude.
but yeah, going to the news here, we don't really have much note in terms of like specific anime industry. Um,
However,
again, Yeah. I'm
There
about to
be-
go. I'm about to
yeah.
go. I'm about to go into it. Come on, guys. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm just saying. Um, we usually the disclaimer is we usually don't like cover stuff that's like, oh, anime is getting a live action or whatever, or like manga is getting an anime adaptation, unless it's like super important, it's like super big, or like really funny in some sense. So that's why we don't really have anything in that front for this time around in terms of the news. A couple of news, some interesting, not interesting, but some stuff that we would like to cover is first is actually I didn't actually put this in the document, sorry guys, but Teppen, one of the series that is coming
Oh,
this season or is airing this season, Laughing Until You Cry, Teppen, it has apparently canceled the airing of the show's second episode
that's
due to various circumstances. The first episode will re-air on July 9th instead, and the show's
Huh?
third episode will
that
air on
was over.
July 16th.
That's really unfortunate timing of that
Yeah. So
episode.
I'm about to talk about it. So the people are confused, right? Understand like why are you canceling the second episode? And part of like, by the way, a lot of shows are getting shifted because they are a lot of channels are trying to cover the recent
Right.
death of former President Shinzo Abe, but
President
that
or Prime Minister?
He's prime minister, right?
Prime Minister, I
Prime minister.
apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am retarded. So, you know,
I see your line of thinking. Continue.
yeah. So the reason why Teppen episode 2 was likely pulled down was the Bing search engine kept a cache of the anime's web introduction to episode 2. According to the story introduction, the inspiring comedian Takashi Yomugi was returning from a morning run when she comes across an Emma Wish tablet near her dormitory's entrance. She tells her comedy partners Yayoi and Yuzu, and they discover text on the back of the tablet that can be read as, I've decided to assassinate the president tonight at 8. The trio deduce that one of their dormitory mates is planning
Okay.
this crime and decide to expose and dissuade the culprit. So yeah,
Yeah,
But
isn't
what you're
that
saying is
is
that
Teppen.
is Devin. There was an
They knew.
insider. Yeah, they had
So-
inside
Jesus, dude.
knowledge.
Yeah,
That's super.
it was
super
very
bad
Yeah,
timing.
that's
unfortunate.
like
Yeah, that's horrible timing. But
I've seen people compare it to the nice boat, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Because what was that? Was it a school shooting involved with school days?
think so, yeah.
I forget. Yeah, it was like no, it was like an axe murder, and then like recently there was like an axe murder or something like that
Yeah.
in the in like in the news or whatever. Yeah, that was
I
bad.
was
So
like,
they
oh, here's a nice boat.
yeah, exactly. So very unfortunate timing. So next piece of I guess some other interesting news. Although it's not really interesting news, it's more just like something that happens every like a couple of moons, right? You say near like Death Note gets a new Netflix live action series by Stranger Things
Yeah.
creators. Like it's like a rite of passage. Every like X years, right? Death Note will get a live action series. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, let's just try again, dude. This time
Yeah.
it'll totally, dude, this time it'll be
No, this
good.
time Stranger Things creators, bro. Come
Yeah,
on.
bro, there's no way this one could fail, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck me, bro.
It's you realize that Death Note live action is gonna even if it's like a success, right? Even if the most recent one ends up being a success, it's gonna keep happening and happening and happening and happening and happening.
I don't know
And
why
why
Death
Death
Note?
Note?
Like
Why
it's
is it
such a
always Death
weird
Note?
it's such a
Is it
weird
just because
series.
there's like drama and mystery?
I think it's because
I
it
mean, it's got
has
name brand too, right? Like
Suspense.
it's
I think it's like a combination of the fact that it has big enough brand name, like mainstream brand name, to be like it'll make money, like it'll get enough eyeballs, and two, it has, in my opinion, the right mixture of like it has enough like scenes where it's just like regular people doing regular things for it to be live action while still providing that like suspense and like thriller actiony kind of things. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. And Hollywood slash Netflix, whatever, always wants that sort of like mix to run with the money. Um, Hollywood is not fond of series that are famous and can be made into good live actions, but are not actiony. Like a good example is like Nodama Cantabile, right? Nodama
Yeah.
Cantabile live action was fine. It was pretty freaking good, but you would not catch Netflix dead with like a Nodama Cantabile live action like on their hands, right? It's kind of like that in my
Yeah.
opinion. So you're
I
gonna get
sure love that Rent a Girlfriend
yeah,
live
yeah.
action
I
coming
mean,
out.
I mean, Japan tries to make live actions of like a bunch of stuff, and half the
To
time it
varying
ends up looks
degrees of
like
Wasn't
success.
yeah.
wasn't there a
Half the
live
time it
action
looks like Jav.
Evangelion?
No.
No, I
Oh,
don't believe so.
I'm thinking Mega 64. Whoops. Gee.
But yeah, half the time it looks like an AV, so it is what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna get Death Note live actions until the end of time. Have fun here.
I mean,
Can't wait.
Have
Listen,
Can't
fun
one
wait.
here.
day we may just get the Leonardo DiCaprio fucking live action Macross. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, man, this
wasn't Zac
Matt
Efron
David, no,
supposed to be
Matt
in-
David, Matt David
No,
in
that was a
fucking
thing
Death
that
Note.
was going to happen at
Yeah.
some point.
What?
It was
Which
Oh
one
James
wait,
was
Cameron,
Leo
right?
DiCaprio? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leonardo
Fuck.
DiCaprio, James Cameron directing it, Macross.
Shit.
Which one
Yeah.
was the one that Zac Efron was supposed to be in? Was that Naruto? No, I don't think.
Shut up,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
Just shut up.
I'm trying
I
to
mean,
remember.
he's not wrong. There was one with Zac Efron.
No, he's
Was
right.
that
But
was that
yeah,
actually a thing? Because
I don't know
I
if
don't
it
think
was
it was Naruto, but
Naruto.
you're right. Yeah. But
Maybe
you're right about the
Zac
Zac Efron
Efron
thing.
being in like a live action anime adaptation was a thing.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, the
Fuck,
fucking
what was it?
oh, it was Akira.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
With like Samuel.
was it?
Was it Samuel L. Jackson
What?
also gonna
I
like
know that
try to
I know live
use it?
action Akira has been in like development hell for like 10 years, but like,
Yeah, it was Zac Efron.
oh my god.
Wasn't like Samuel L. Jackson also like chipping into that like the Akira one, or was that like something
I
else?
wouldn't be surprised.
Fuck. Anyways.
Wait, no, hold on. Zac Efron remade. Zac Efron. Oh, he was also supposed to be in Death Note. What the hell? Because Zac Efron, Death Note remake not on the front burner.
As
So
light?
yeah, maybe.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
Damn.
I
That
would fucking
sucks.
watch
around.
that, dude. I would absolutely watch that.
It's like I like the thing is it's like at this point it's becoming kind
School's
of like
out.
it's kind of becoming like a Sonic the Hedgehog casting with like Jim Carrey as like Robotnik. It's like at that level you're just like actually you know what I want to see it. It's like at that
I
point you're
have
like
to see
fuck.
this. It's not even like I'm honest. Like I have to fucking see this.
Oh my god.
Like we need like a fucking like live action Naruto with Zac
mean,
Efron. Like that would be
we
fucking
need a
insane.
4PA movie live action movie night with live action fucking Naruto or like Death Note
I
or
mean,
whatever.
again, dude, it's
If it
like
has
it's
Zac
like
Efron.
we need like fucking some kind of like live action, like what was it? Live action yeah, Idol Master with what's his name as
Oh my
producer?
fucking
Jack
god.
Black?
No.
Like
Oh my
Oh man, that
god.
would be great.
Schoolhouse Rock, but with idols.
yeah, with fucking Idol
who was
Master.
who was Ryuk in the
Oh,
last one?
what's his name? It's freaking the guy from Spider-Man, Green Goblin.
Oh, it was Willem Dafoe, right? Yeah, I was gonna say because they should get him again because he was good in that. Like,
Oh my
Something of a
But,
scientist myself.
yeah, like this. I don't know why Death Note. Like, I don't know how Death Note
Death Note
is like
sure
the
is
one,
popular in the West.
like the one that keeps getting greenlit multiple times, but also
yeah.
actually goes through production.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's so weird.
The thing is, the fucked up thing is, it's not even like, you would think at this point some like Hollywood people would be like, you know what, let's make like, I don't know, like a Hollywood Demon Slayer or like a Hollywood because they see like literally the fucking
Yeah, but
trillions of
premise-wise, Death Note's so much easier to pitch. Like,
I mean,
Yes,
Hollywood
yeah, I guess
already
it would part to that,
made
yeah.
that up.
Yeah.
Hollywood already made Demon Slayer, dude. The Last Samurai. Hello.
Yeah.
Man,
Anyways.
it's. I can't believe Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst live action anime to date.
I can.
Even Death Note was better.
God
That's
damn it.
saying
I
something.
mean, it's gonna be very hard to ever beat Dragon Ball Evolution. Like,
I mean, the only thing that really came close to like being that tier bad was like Avatar. Like,
But Avatar is
Yeah,
not
no.
anime near.
yeah.
Anyways, moving on again.
oh shit,
Last
I
piece of
kept
news.
the thing up. Oops.
Yeah, last piece of news is very unfortunate happenings. Again,
Zac
we
Efron was also up for a live action Full Metal Panic. Jesus Christ.
God damn it. I'm trying to be like sobering here, and and Toast is bringing up news about Zac Efron.
Oh no, I
Anyways,
missed.
again, very sobering news, and we usually don't cover people news very much, but the Japan Coast Guard found manga creator Takashi Kazuki, real name Takashi Kazuo, off the coast of Nago City in Okinawa on the morning of Wednesday, July 6th, at the age of 60. The Coast Guard reportedly found Takashi equipped with snorkeling gear. Both the Coast Guard and the police are currently investigating the events that led up to Takashi's death. A person on a passing boat had called Japan's maritime hotline to report an apparent body floating about 300 meters from the coast of the resort city of Nago at about 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Takashi's Yu-Gi-Oh manga, or Takashi, obviously the manga creator behind the famous Yu-Gi-Oh series. Um, and again, very sobering. I believe the Anime News Network did not is doesn't mention this, but I from what I read in the original Japanese like articles, apparently he had like bite marks or like he had like wounds or something like that. He
Yeah,
had injuries that resembled like bites from like a marine animal or something like that, right? And that's uh, again very terrible way to go, and very unfortunate. Uh, Again, condolences to his
see,
friends and family.
they keep saying snorkeling gear. Like, do we know if it was like an actual like just a snorkel or was it like shallow
Full
diving
like
gear?
I
it's
think they
probably
implied it
shallow
was like
diving
shallow
gear.
diving because
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
the Japanese, like some of the Japanese articles also go into like he was reportedly like on vacation for that, like
Right.
to do that as like a hobby or something. I would assume it's not just like a fucking snorkel.
Yeah, because like I keep seeing the term snorkeling gear used. Um,
Well, because
and
like
then like it
the
just
problem is like
sounds like that doesn't
snorkeling
sound like
is
correct. Like I know that's the
proper
term.
snorkeling is like basically like shallow diving.
Yeah, but it's like because I'm just trying to think of like if he was wearing just a snorkel, um, and like he got like bit by something, then maybe he panicked. But if he's in like shallow diving gear, then I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I don't think
just
anything's ever also gone into like the severity of the bites either.
yeah. I mean, I don't think all the details have come out, or if they ever will come out. I don't know. It's a strange scenario, but
But yeah, very unfortunate again. Condolences to his friends and family, and passing of a very influential manga creator. So yeah, that was that for the news. And last section we are coming across is our shout out and call out. Obviously, everybody here gets one shout out and one call out each. And one shout out is something that you want to praise, 5 out of 5 stars, thumbs up. Any one person plays a thing, and a call out is again the exact opposite. Something that you want to rant or rave about, 0 out of stars. Call the manager, please. And again, it can be any one person, place, or thing. And we start off with Nier. What do you have for your shout out and call out?
I will be real with you, Chief. I don't got much to shout out recently.
Yeah, I would presume so. You would have reason to say that. Yes.
Um, I mean, I guess shoutouts to Sunbreak. It's a good expansion, I think. I think it's better than
And base rise.
I mean, it's definitely better than Base Rise. I think it's better than Monster Hunter's Iceborne.
Ice
What the fuck
spray,
was
ice.
it was
But me,
Iceborne,
I
right?
love the clutch claw.
Yeah, fuck the Clutch Claw.
Something like that.
But yeah, I think Rise now, like with the expansion, is just a absolutely better product than World was. In my opinion. Uh, World babies will disagree, but
And they're
um
wrong. I'm basically a world baby, and it's
yeah.
just like, just as a game, it has more going on for it.
It has a
I would
lot
say
more
the only
mobility
detractor is
options.
that it's unfortunate that this is a Switch game.
Yeah, but I think it'll be like for me, I'm kind of like looking forward, at like what they could possibly do with like the future of Monster Hunter, and I'm
This is Gen
really
5, right?
uh think,
Is Monster Hunter 4? Yeah, this is 5.
but yeah, um, I'm trying to think like what, cause like I think we're overdue for a new weapon, I think, um. So they might do that. And I'm kind of just wondering like what they're gonna do with all this like because Rise has a lot of mobility. Like it's the most mobile that Monster Hunter's ever been. Like you got the wire bug, which is basically an on-demand grappling hook.
You know
And then
what's
you've
missing
got
though? Underwater combat.
yeah, I hope they never bring that shit back ever again. Um yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see if like they kind of drop a lot of the mobility. Because I think they should. I think Rise being super mobile is fine, but I think if Monster Hunter is just like that going forward, they're gonna run into issues really quick, in terms of like designing monsters and stuff. But be a fun game. I think if you're like on the fence, um, for like getting Sunbreak, uh, it's really good. Like it's really really good. Um,
Or
as
you
for
can just wait like a couple of years until it comes down to $15, then buy it at Walmart.
yeah. But as for callouts, geez, which to pick?
Which to pick?
I've got a whole plate of them in front of me. I mean, I don't know. I think the most soul crushing one is probably the fact that I did not get Castoria. Um,
Who'd you get instead?
I got fucking Zhang, the fucking titty monk. It's like,
Nice.
okay, dude, okay. And I got like an NP2 Ozymandias. Fucking wow. But yeah, like two fucking spook SSRs with over 1,000 Saint Quartz. It's like, ah, it's so bad. Like that, the pity system cannot come to the global version soon enough. So it's so fucking, it's like soul crushing. It really makes you want to just stop playing. But then like you got to save up for this next man.
Mhm.
Gotcha games suck ass.
Yeah. For those of you who are out there, we are all degenerates in this podcast. So do not be like us. Do not play gotcha games. It's for
Yeah,
your own good.
save yourself.
Yeah. So I guess I'll go next. My, how do I say this? I guess my call out is to honestly like the Korean like gaming slash streaming community, like that sort of band. But it's because it's like there are a lot of mobile games that one could like get into, right? And in my opinion, like at least some of the ones that I've gotten into are maybe some of the ones that are a little bit more worth getting into if you're sort of like an anime related, you like anime and stuff like that, and you like, collecting cute girls. Like I think, as far as it goes, like some maybe like Dead to Stay might be a little bit too hard if it's like it has too many like legacy cards and stuff like that. If you want to actually create like meta teams, maybe that's like a problem. But it's like something like a Dead to Stay or like a Precone versus Connect, or maybe something like Kira Fan, right? Stuff like those are a little bit more on like the gentle side, right? And it's like that's kind of like whatever. You could probably add like a Conclave or like an Azure Lane or something like that into the collection, right? But like all of the Korean communities, like all of the games that are always end up trending, are always like the not like the weird shit, but it's the stuff that I never expect, and it's the stuff like, okay, why all of a sudden now? Like there like some years ago, there was like a huge trend in terms of like people playing Bandori, right? Bang Dream,
Right.
whatever the full name was, that shit. Instead of Love Live, instead of Idolmaster, which are like Bang Dream is very popular for sure, but it's like it's not Love Live, it's not Idolmaster. Like those are
Yeah.
two flagships, right? It's like it's like saying it's like uh, what is it? It's I don't know, like freaking I don't even know what the comparison is, to be honest. It's like it's really weird. Um, and then recently, Uma Musume has been trending a lot in the Korean like streaming and gaming community. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you guys skipped like
A bit slow
Azure
out.
Lane and
Yeah, a bit
everything,
slow.
and yeah, and you guys just now are like randomly hopping into Uma Musume? Question mark. And then like people are playing like Honkai Impact Third or whatever the fuck that game that keeps getting ads on YouTube is,
Right.
right? I'm just like, what is wrong with you people? God damn it, guys. So that's my call out. My shout out is honestly to the week's worth of vacation I had. Honestly, I think I kind of needed it after the last project I had, but it's been a good break. So just shout outs to that. And I guess Toast has left for a bit to take care of some stuff. So I guess last is Dark. Shout out and call up, please.
Um, huh. No, good question. Oh yeah, I'll shout out shit. Shout out Guild Wars 2. Had a very shitty shitty balance patch, but game's fun though, so playing a lot of that. Getting into raiding in that game, and it's a very fun experience. Sometimes frustrating because you run into the scenario of like Guild Wars 2 doesn't really set you up for like that raid environment really in any way, shape, or form. But the raids in that are whole ass like raid fights, so you kind of do need to do boss mechanics and whatnot. And there's a lot of mechanics in that game where if you're coming from a different game, you're gonna be like, "This is fucking easy." But it's pretty hard to keep the mentality of like, you're with people who are in a game where they're not prepared for this. So, you know, been kind of rolling with that, but been a very fun time, especially going through the new expansion. I think my call out probably gonna be to, I don't know, I guess like people who over I don't know, just people in general, I don't know what I would call it. I guess like over appreciate or like overly like they talk up a lot of like
So,
FF14 shit, I guess. With like,
Too grateful, overly grateful. What are you talking about?
yeah, because it's just like You get people who are like, yeah,
Sell it for sure.
Black mage does not get any favoritism at all. Like, how dare you? How dare you make Yoshi P come out and try and say that? And it's like, bro, we know that's the case. Like, naturally, it's the case. It's the only fucking job the director of the game plays. Really think it's going to have issues? Like, major issues that, like, some other jobs have? Like, why would it? Like, I get the damage meme, but it's also like, yeah, like, that's just a natural thing that should happen. And honestly, it's kind of fucked up that, like, Yoshi P doesn't branch out to other jobs to, like, understand what is fucked up about them.
I mean, he's dabbled in other jobs. Like he's shown
Definitely
gameplay of
not
him like
enough.
playing them, but he doesn't like play them. You know what I mean? Like he's not going into like hardcore fucking content and really like,
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
know,
get that, but also it's
learning
just
the
like,
job.
if he
Um,
fucking knew anything about samurai, like,
yeah,
fucking, they
they
would
wouldn't have
not
made
have
those
removed
fucking
Kaiten.
changes.
Like,
They would have
I don't
changed
know.
the several other things that are wrong with that job.
Well, yeah, and also if they wanted to remove Kaiten, they would have also known that that would fucking absolutely wreck meter generation and expending in Samurai 2, not just the fact that you remove Kaiten and that's it. Job's done. But yeah, so I don't know. I've just been seeing a lot of that. Seeing a lot of shit where it's just like, I don't know, I guess like implying that somehow like fucked up balance changes are not something that like aren't prevalent or something. Well, because there was a lot of people discussing like, you know, even Guild Wars 2 recently had fucked up balance changes, and it's just that in general, I guess my final word on it would be MMOs just need fucking people to acknowledge they need small iterative changes, especially when it comes to balance and like
Right.
frequent changes rather than, you know, yeah, here's a change. See you in fucking 4 to 6 months, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, those are fucking this up usually these days. But all right, thank you for your shout out and call out, Dark. And thankfully, Toast has actually made it back to us. So last
No, I
Toast,
didn't.
shout out, call out, please.
My shout out is to Kazuki Takahashi.
Mm-hmm. A
There's
call
my
out.
moment of silence for Kazuki Takahashi. That
Yeah.
man brought smiles to everyone since, oh, I'm gonna say 1996 because that's what it says on my Yu-Gi-Oh card. Even though they removed the copyright Kazuki Takahashi 1996 like 2 years ago, we all know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
He lives on in our hearts through freaking I don't know almost 30 years of card games, and he's
The
gonna
heart of
stay
all of
that
our
way
cards.
forever. Well, okay, Mr. Sappy. And I've seen some pretty morbid comments about how he died. Like
People always like to fucking.
Kazuki Takahashi went looking for Exodia and didn't come back, and I'm like, oh, that's uncool. I get it though.
All right. And your call out.
My call out world politics in general. How can
Pretty
so
fair.
many how can so many things go wrong in like the span of a month for me? Unfair. And then world stuff happens, and I'm like, ah, guess whatever, man. It's not a good month
Yep.
in general. So yeah, that's my call out.
Okay.
Worldly
Uh,
desires. I don't like that.
Toast is about spiritual enhancement and enlightenment.
You
I'll
hear what
say.
happened in my state recently? That was another one. That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh
Very
yeah, I
unfortunate.
mean,
Yeah. But anyways, thank you very much, Toast, for your shout out and call out. And with that, we are finally wrapping up episode 200 of the of 4Play Anime Cast. It's been quite a long journey, and again, we are trying to think of what we want to do in terms of maybe like a side cast for retrospection, looking back.
VTubers. Spire, you can represent Niji Sanji. I'll represent Hololive, and then
I'm not representing anything, any agency.
Dark. You want to represent Pikami, I guess.
God damn it.
And Nier, I guess that leaves you with V Shoujo.
Yeah. Enjoy, bud.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we are probably going to do a retrospection, like kind of look back on the years, kind of thing. Excuse me. Sorry, sneezing. But we're probably going to do a retrospection sidecast, so look out for that. We just need to decide what contents of that, and then we'll get it up and running. But yeah, that was episode 200. This is the first sort of rounds of the summer season, so sorry for not having the best anime lineup, but it'll probably improve as the season goes on, or not. Maybe all the premises flop. You know how it is with Japan. But yeah, if you do like what we do, we stream our recording of our podcast every other Saturday, starting from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/4PlayAnimecast. That's with a number 4, where we talk about the latest and greatest in Japanese animation related media, anime, manga, light novels, web novels, visual novels, and so much more. So you can check us out here during our live recording, as well as obviously our recording in the Twitch VOD section/highlights section. So you can check us out here. Go onto YouTube format. We have archives of our live recording podcast, so you can check it out as well, whichever format you desire. We have updates and news and other information on our social media on Facebook, 4PlayerAnimecast, as well as on Twitter, handle at 4PPAnimecast. Again, all with the numeral 4. So check us out here, check us out there. And as always, we'll see you next time.